Fox Sports.
We are Black Fork. We are Arizona.
Trevor Bauer made his major league debut last week in Atlanta. He wasn't around at the end, but the Diamondbacks did come back and win the ballgame. Tonight, Bauer makes his Chase Field debut in front of the Diamondback faithful. The Diamondbacks offense has struggled recently and needs to get back on track. Bauer and the Diamondbacks take on the Padres next on Fox Sports Arizona.
We are home in the great state of Arizona, and baseball is ahead for us tonight here at Chase Field as the Arizona Diamondbacks and San Diego Padres get set to play Game 2 of this three-game series. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Diamondbacks Baseball. Along with Mark Grace, I'm Greg Schulte. Trevor Bauer debuted for the Diamondbacks in Atlanta 5 days ago. It was a Thursday night, Gracie. 4 innings, scuffled a little bit, but, that first one's out of the way.
Yeah, and he did what a starting pitcher is supposed to do, Greg, and that is keep his team in the ballgame. He didn't have his best stuff. He was bothered by a groin injury, and he ended up pitching 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, but the Diamondbacks were able to piece some offense together, come back and win the ballgame. He showed me some flashes of really good stuff, though, Greg. 95-mile-an-hour fastball and some off-speed pitches that you're really going to enjoy tonight, folks.
He said he wasn't nervous. Do you buy that?
No, I don't think. I think if you're a human being, you're going to be nervous. But can you channel the nervousness into excitement or fear? I think this kid can channel it into excitement.
Well, he is debuting at Chase Field here tonight. We had a chance to catch up with him and ask Trevor Bauer about pitching his first game before the hometown folks.
I expect there to be a good crowd out here. There always is out here at Chase Field, and every time I've been here, whether it be after the draft or just as a casual fan growing up, they've always had good fan support. So I'm looking forward to going out there and pitching, hopefully just giving the team a chance to win and performing like I know I can, and it'll be fun.
Well, Trevor can pitch as well as he possibly can, but Gracie, the Diamondbacks need to get him some runs. They have really been struggling over their last 3 ball games.
Yeah, the last 3 ball games, the Diamondback bats have gone back into the deep freeze. It's been a roller coaster for the offense this year. Very, very hot and very, very cold. Unfortunately, for the last 3 games, it's on that cold streak. The Diamondbacks need to get going, especially the middle of that order. Justin Upton has gotten a little cold again, but now they're riding Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt, let's see if he can score some runs, because it doesn't matter how well Trevor Bauer pitches. You still got to score some runs.
Well, the Diamondbacks and Padres getting set for game number 2. When we come back, Brad Steinke will take a look at the Trevor Bauer pregame workout routine. D-backs Padres coming up. Stay with us. Trevor Bauer on the mound for the Arizona. River. Gila River Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
And welcome back to Diamondbacks baseball, game 2 of this 3-game series against the San Diego Padres. And the Bauer Hour is almost upon us. The much anticipated, long-awaited home debut of the phenom, rookie right-hander Trevor Bauer, the number 3 overall pick in last year's draft. He got his major league debut against the Braves last week. But the most unique thing about this young man, perhaps, is his pregame warm-up. About 200 fans out there in the bullpen watching him stretch, go through yoga, the resistance bands. It is a rather complicated, elongated routine, but he's been doing it for a long time. He says he's picked up things along the way from different people he respects. The weighted ball right there, and once he's done with that, the real showcase begins. Throwing a long toss, almost pole to pole with pitching coach Charles Nagy. It is truly something to see, and you have to think that that long warm-up against the Braves last week may have had an effect. It was 90 degrees, humidity was way up there. He did not make that as an excuse, but that is what this young man has done for a long time. We certainly can assure you it's going to be exciting to watch him out there on the field tonight, his pregame routine as well. It's game 2 of the D-backs and Padres. The kid on the hill for the D-backs. Gracie and Greg have the call in just a bit.
Taking the field here at Chase for game number 2 of this 3-game set tonight with the Padres. And Bud Black will put a lineup against Bauer that will look like this. Will Venable, Alexi Amarista, Chase Headley, Carlos Quinn in the cleanup spot. The rookie catcher Yasmani Grandal, followed by Yonder Alonso, Cameron Maben, Everett Cabrera, and the flamethrower Andrew Kashner. On the hill, putting the rubber, Trevor Bauer, his first game numbers there, Gracie, against Atlanta.
He pieced it together, didn't have his bad stuff. Said he had a bit of a groin injury that kept him from executing his pitches properly. Well, he seems to be perfectly healthy. We watched his routine today. It was a lot of fun to watch, and it's the home debut.
Yeah. 11-1 in the minor leagues for Mobile and Reno. And here we go. Sent for a night of baseball. Will Venable steps in. And the first pitch drops in there for a strike, and we are underway.
And Greg, first thing I noticed, an adjustment. He's pitching from the middle of the rubber. In Atlanta, he was on the far first base side of the rubber, so a bit of an adjustment there for Bauer. Just the first thing that I noticed. Right from the middle of the rubber. He was on the far first base side. I mean, barely a toe, even on the rubber in Atlanta. See how far over to the first base side he is on the rubber?
Like he was right on the very end.
Yeah, now he's pretty much right in the middle of this one here at Chase Field. Interesting.
He's got Venables set up 1-2, and he strikes him out with a dandy. He struck out the first man he faced, the first batter he ever faced, Michael Bourne in Atlanta, and he strikes out Venable to start the night tonight with a pretty nasty hook.
That was a really nasty hook. Starts about bell time, and it's gone. That is a big-time pitch right there from Trevor Bauer. Boy, I don't think you can do it any better than that here to start your day.
And he only needed 4 pitches, so 1 away. And here is Alexi Amarista. Bauer said he was not nervous before that opener against Atlanta. He's sure not nervous, at least at the outset here. He's thrown 5 pitches and 4 have been strikes.
That's what any pitcher will find out. If you can throw that first pitch strike, it makes things a lot easier for you because you make the hitter have to swing the bat.
That's driven foul down the left field line. This little guy at the plate did not have a home run before this road trip. All of a sudden he's got 4, including 1 last night.
Well, those long balls aren't so little.
No.
Those were where those 6'5" guys hit them.
And a nice block there by Montero. I mean, you might get some swings on that. Montero makes sure he got his body in front of it just in case the batter swung and he had to throw him out at first.
You rarely see a catcher have to stand up to block a pitch that's in the dirt, but that one bounced out in front of the plate, and honestly, Miguel Montero had to stand up to block it.
Venables struck out to start the night. And just missed a little bit high to the 5'7" Alexi Amarista, and 5'7" might be on the high side.
That's after he's been stretched. Yeah. I'm guessing more like 5'5". Gas!
Oh,
94 miles an hour right at the letters. Trevor Bauer coming out and impressing early. Back-to-back Ks. This is just, here it is. Let's play baseball.
High heat. So 2 quick outs now for Chase Headley. A lot of fans showed up early. They were gathered down in left field to watch Bauer's workout routine and greet him. That's hooking down the right field line and fouled into the bullpen area.
That home run distance, but it's just one quick strike. And once again, for the 3rd time, Trevor Bauer jumps ahead 0-1.
Oh, he's wearing that lucky number 17. Dropped it in there beautifully.
Yeah, that's a little change up there. Yeah. That was a nice pitch.
Early today.
Yeah, you know, the great Diamondback number 17's Grace, Brandon Webb.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really put myself in Brandon Webb. Not a bad 0-2 pitch there. Up, see if you can get another high chase.
Well, he's got a chance to strike out the side.
Listen to the crowd.
Yeah,
they're getting behind
early.
I like this.
Yep. Oh, man, what an inning for Trevor Bauer. How about that? Strikes out the side.
Feel the Bauer indeed. That's impressive, young man.
1, 2, 3, go the Pods. 3 swinging strikes in that first inning. Let's take a look at the Mazda starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Stephen Drew back at the leadoff spot, followed by possible all-star. Vote for Aaron Hill, Justin Upton, Jason Kubel, Paul Goldschmidt, Miguel Montero, Chris Young, Jeff Blum in there tonight. batting 8th, playing at third base, and Trevor Bauer batting 9th and pitching. And the flamethrower, Andrew Kastner.
Well, a big, hard-throwing right-hander. His average fastball is harder than anybody in the game, folks. Averages just over 98 miles per hour with his big fastball. This should be fun. Bauer and Kastner.
And Stephen Drew first to test Kastner. And he'll miss down low. He starts off kind of slow at 97.
You're going to see those flames rise up all night in your upper left-hand corner tonight here, folks.
Drew hits a towering fly ball to pretty deep center field. Back goes Maven at the wall. He's counted. One down. Boy, Drew hit that ball very well. And Maven caught it right up against the wall.
As you said, he hits it awfully hard. And he hits it about 410 feet out there to left center field, but you got to go 413, and Maven runs it down right in front of the wall. Allowed first out.
Well, have you voted for Aaron Hill yet? Get him on that all-star team. You have until 1 p.m. on Thursday, Arizona time, to try and get Hill voted on. Diamondbacks and their fans. That's some good news today. Chipper Jones has been named to replace Matt Kemp, and they're not going to fill that 5th spot. Jones is one of the candidates to be selected by the fans.
I just think he should have been in there anyway. Just go ahead and take him somehow, some way. Just have some kind of a grandfather clause. The all-time greats, man. You know it's their last year. Bring them along.
So they're not going to add a 5th player. It's down to 4 now. So you got, of course, Aaron Hill with Michael Bourne, David Freese, and Bryce Harper.
Well, vote for the deserving one, folks, all across the country. Aaron Hill. Here's a 3-0 on Aaron Hill right now. Strike one.
Kastner used to be with the Cubs. Came over in the Anthony Rizzo deal. Had worked out of the bullpen. They sent him out to the minor leagues to get some starts in, getting ready to join the rotation, and now here he is. And he's swinging a miss. And not really looking for that on 3-1.
How about a 3-1 changeup from a 98-mile-an-hour throwing rascal?
It's into right to Venable. 2 outs. Padres defensively, and it's the same as last night, save for the pitcher. Maven, Venable, Henley, Cabrera, Mamarista, Alonso, and Randall catching Kastner. It's Justin Upton. Strike one. Gary Cederstrom is the home plate umpire tonight. I'm sure he was charged up thinking about this one.
Sure.
The flamethrower and the kid.
98 miles an hour. There's Trevor Bauer, a very interested bystander.
I would have to think umpires, when they know where they're going, what city, they look at the pitching matchups and they know when they're behind the plate and what kind of a pitching matchup they're going to have. Upton into center for Maven. Right center now. So both teams down in order. Bauer struck out the side. 3 fly ball outs off Kastner. No score after 1.
Bauer every bit as good as advertised. Interesting, earlier today the D-backs showing their unity, trying to rock the vote for second baseman Aaron Hill with their T-shirts that all the players were wearing, most of the coaching staff. Fine Hill vote. Of course, you can still log on to MLB.com and also DBacks.com to vote for Aaron Hill. You guys mentioned earlier Chipper Jones is out of the running, so all of his teammates are voting. They're excited to support him. What was funny was he didn't know if he should put on the shirt. You know, he's not a real self-promoter, and he decided that he, too, would wear the shirt. So he's all in, guys.
Well, good for him, and good for his teammates.
Yeah.
And hopefully he
shows some support.
He
deserves to be there.
He does. Trevor Bauer to work in the second inning against Carlos Quentin. He starts with a strike. Quentin questions it. Bauer threw 13 pitches in the opening frame, and 9 were strikes.
Once again, Trevor Bauer back on the far first base side of the rubber. Interesting.
He's just going to
yes. Yeah, I guess depending on where he's trying to locate the baseball, that's where he's going to stand. This one inside corner. Carlos Quentin comes up empty.
I guess if you're a hitter, you tend to watch now his tendencies when he's in the middle and when he's on the end, right?
Yeah. Tried to get him to chase up high. A lot of times, pitchers like Bauer like to show you that high fastball and then start a curveball on that same plane. Let's see if he does it this time. He sure did, but he just, once again, Montero had to stand up to block that ball because he bounced it so far out in front of the plate. Usually you have to drop to your knees. He has to stand up.
Yeah.
Poor Miguel.
So the Cats run to 2-2 on Quentin, Grandal, and Alonso here in the second inning for San Diego. Trevor Bauer's home debut. And a chopper. Nice play by.
Nice athletic play there by the youngster. One away. Anytime you can get Carlos Quentin to take a defensive swing like that.
Head of the game.
Oh, and then some. You can see it's a curveball that hangs, but he just takes a nothing swing at it. And that's just an easy comebacker. 4 up, 4 down.
Yasmani Grandal now, the rookie catcher.
That's the first time he's fallen behind a hitter here this evening. Back to the middle of the rubber against the left-handed hitting Grandal. Yes, right to the inside corner. Good pitch. Let's take a look at Trevor Bauer from right behind home plate. That's just fastball right back to the inside corner. 1-2.
Throwing a lot of strikes
Yeah,
early on.
It's good to see. I mean, that's just no nonsense baseball. Right above the belly button. Strike 2. And he's back to the end. He's back to the middle of the rubber. Still having,
up again.
Still having trouble getting that curveball where he needs to get it. And he does that a lot. You'll see Trevor bounce a lot of curveballs. It's better than hanging them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think he might have gone. No, says Adrian Johnson.
That's a pitch that he struck Amaris out swinging in the first inning.
It looked like it was awful close. The Diamondback bullpen sure is giving it to Adrian Johnson down the third base line.
And by Hill into right center field. A base hit for Grandal. Wide turnaround first. Upton gets it back in.
Well, he gets an extra life with the check swing non-call, and he just rips a fastball by a diving Aaron Hill. And the first base runner of the ball game belongs to the Padres here with 1 out in the second.
So Bauer, for the first time tonight, will work out of the stretch against the left-handed hitting first baseman Yonder Alonso. And a drive. That's 2-0 San Diego. Jumped on on the first one. And the Padres have jumped on top of Bauer and the D-backs.
He got to a fastball in. That's only his third home run of the year. And Yonder Alonso hurts the feelings of Trevor Bauer. Fastball in. He got to it. It came right back to middle in. And there was no doubt about that one. 2-0 Padres.
So single and home run after a routine out to start this inning, and now Cameron Maben.
Now let's see if Trevor Bauer can piece it back together. He's going to have to. Change up there to start Maben. 0-1.
First major league home run allowed by Bauer. And some smiles. And that Padre dugout. They've been playing some good baseball of late. They've won 3 straight. It's been a good road trip for them. Maben had a blast and a half here last night.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a curveball there. 1-2. This was last night. The blast and a half you're talking about, Greg. Into that second area, second level of picnic tables.
485 feet. Fourth longest in the history of this ballpark. Adam Dunn 504, Richie Sexton 503, Tony Clark 486, and then Maben.
Chris Young a long time ago.
You're not on there, Gracie.
Nah, I would have to hit a ball
footers.
Twice to hit it that far. So these Padres have come in and spoiled the Bauer party out of the gate. They lead 2-0 here with 1 out in the second.
Trying to retire Maben. And a chopper foul. Bauer got the first out of Quentin. And then on a 3-2 pitch, Grandal singled to right center, and then Alonso first pitch swinging left the yard into right field. There's a give off me swing by Maben.
Maben putting a tough at bat on Bauer, making him work, fouling off a lot of tough pitches.
Maben's home run last time was only his 4th of the year. Padres have hit 4 home runs in the 2 ball games. Take a seat. 4th strikeout for Bauer. First call, 3rd strikeout.
Well, he recovers from that long ball. He comes back and strikes out Cameron Maben.
It's a batter after a home run like that, Gracie, where a manager and a pitching coach will see how that pitcher responds, especially a young pitcher. Bauer responded well. Everett Cabrera, switch hitting shortstop, strike 1.
Good pitch there, change up, or he likes to call it that reverse slider.
Reverse slider.
Whatever it is, it's a pretty good one. Like a screwball.
Yeah, it's got a
little harder. Yeah.
Fans getting into it again.
Oh, wow. What a 0-2 pitch that was. Just introducing myself to you, Everth. Somehow, some way, this ball misses him. I don't know how.
He's glad it did.
There's another bounced curveball.
I think he's getting his workout behind the plate.
He's earning his new contract back there tonight. Nothing doing, 3-2.
second full count on a hitter.
Little mind games there. Cabrera going to step out now on him, make Bauer wait. All four.
So he lost him, and now the pitcher will come up.
Yeah, that's a sloppy walk there for Trevor Bauer. You jump ahead of a guy 0-2. And then you miss. And now you put speed on the bases, and also you bring the pitcher, so now the Padres can clear the pitcher and start. And if Cashner does make the out here.
Keep in mind, he only threw 13 of those 40 pitches in the first inning.
So it's just a bunch of extra pitches that he probably didn't need to throw by trying to strike out Everth Cabrera instead of just get him out.
Cashner in those 4 at-bats has 1 strikeout. He's falling behind the pitcher 2-0.
Now all of a sudden he's missed with 6 straight.
Well, Venable, Padres leadoff hitter, waiting on deck. Bauer hopes to face him in the 3rd, not the 2nd. So he's back in the countdown, 2-1. 2 in the inning on a home run by Alonso. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Montero's throw is not in time.
That's about the last 3 or 4 throws now we've seen from Miguel Montero. They faded to the first base side, which means he probably either is not getting a grip on it very well. You see it? A good throw's probably got him. That ball was a good 10-12 feet up the line. But the good news is it was a called second strike, so it's 2-2, 1 strike away from getting out of this inning.
Burr perfect in the stolen base category this year. Put himself in scoring position, and Cashner could help his own cause here.
He took a rip at it.
Count stays 2-2. Ball was up.
Yeah, it was definitely up. And he took a good rip at it. Good for him.
He's back on the very edge of that rubber again. Working 2-2 on the pitcher, Andrew Cashner. Nice one full. This is the 3rd 3-2 count of the inning for Bauer. He had one on Grandal, he singled. He had one on Cabrera, he walked, and now 3-2 on the pitcher.
You don't want to mess around here. You just throw it down the middle. If he hits it, he hits it. He's the opposing pitcher.
Ooh, wow. Nice rip.
Taking some rips at him. These Padres are really making Bauer work. According to Trevor, he's hoping to be on a 250 pitch count tonight. So he should be in fine shape as we speak.
20 more pitches this inning than his first inning of work when he struck out the side in order. And he walks the pitcher, and Cabrera steals 3rd base in the process too. So it's been a tough inning for Bauer here, a long inning.
Now they're going to have a little conversation with their young phenom.
Again, we talk here, Gracie, about limiting the damage. The Padres have gotten 2. They've got a chance for more, so it becomes very important for Bauer here to get this 3rd out and retire Venable.
Well, certainly, and you also hope that when he had that man, Everth Cabrera, 0-2, you hope that he wouldn't walk. It's been 10 or 11 more pitches because of the walk to Cabrera. Now, yeah, you'd love to get out of this with, and certainly you can get out of this with just a 2-run inning, but he's had a little more stress to his evening that he didn't need.
He misses low ball 1. Venable started the ball game by striking out. So 2 on the home run by Alonso and 2 left. Couple of walks in the inning. And a high pitch inning for Trevor Bauer. The D-backs trail 2-0. For the second for this 2-0 lead for the Padres. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Kia Motors. Early fireworks.
Oh, it only makes sense since 4th of July is just around the corner. Let's have some early fireworks. Diamondbacks got to get their bats going. And then also, we're hoping to see some fireworks out of the young phenom Trevor Bauer. He's shown some flashes of brilliance, but he's made one poor pitch, and it got hit for a 2-run homer. So the Diamondbacks, they need a little early fireworks here against Andrew Cashner. Get back in this ball game.
Yeah, they've struggled, especially in their last 3 ball games now. They've fallen a game below 500 heading into play tonight. Cashner completes his warm-up tosses. Aaron Hill's uniform is always dirty. Always dirty somehow, some way.
He just shows up for work every day, doesn't he?
That was on a dive attempt of that base hit by Grandal in the second inning. It'll be Kubel, Goldschmidt, and Montero here against Cashner, who had 3 fly ball outs in the first. I got a fastball that averages 98 miles per hour.
Good fastball there.
Every time a Diamondback player hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Kubel, a high chopper. Amarista comes in, field 6, throws out. One down.
And that's the other thing, when you're the opposing pitcher and you come into all this hype and you realize that the other guy, Trevor Bauer, is getting a boatload of the attention, and deservedly so. He's the phenom. Whereas the opposing pitcher, like, well, I'm going to give him something to talk about. Yeah. I'm going to give him something to write about. So far, Cashner has been really good.
And he starts Goldschmidt out with a strike.
His last outing was really good too, wasn't it, Greg?
He retired 19 of his first 20 batters faced. Worked 6 in the 3rd innings. That was against Houston didn't allow a hit to the Astros until 1 out of the 7th. Carlos Leach single. That was followed by a 2-run home run by Brian Bogusevic. Oh, a 2-1 count here. Diamondbacks looking for their first base runner of the night. And there's a hit. Goldschmidt just continues to swing a torrid bat.
Kind of just what he's been doing, huh? All you other guys can go ahead and make outs. I'm just going to continue to get at least a couple, 3 every night. That's a 2-1 changeup. Just stays in the middle of the zone. He just nails it right through the left side. The Diamondbacks have their first base runner of the evening.
So Goldschmidt continues his hot hitting. He's on here ahead of Miguel Montero. He's had a heck of a first half. Look at that, Gracie. 300 for the batting average.
Good for him.
You're hitting 300 at this juncture of the season. We're almost
That's
this
legit.
game number 80.
That's
so tomorrow's
legit.
the halfway point.
You've done yourself very proud.
Yes, sir.
We've seen Goldschmidt steal some bases as well.
Got one last night. 7 for 8. Montero's got 43 runs batted in this year. He's hit 8 home runs, a couple of here.
2-0. Back-to-back change-ups have missed.
A lot of times it changes for a pitcher that first time out of the stretch.
It's very true. You give him something else to think about out there besides that catcher's mitt or besides executing the pitch. It's just a different rhythm. Well, that's a pretty generous outside corner there from Gary Cedars from the home plate umpire. 2-1.
Mickey told me before the ball game he was at 211 when he reported spring training. He's about 196 now.
Skinny Miggy.
Yeah, he's been working out hard in the weight room and trying to eat better. Foul back.
Big rip and a hanging change up there. That's the difference between scoring runs and not scoring runs, is when you get a mistake like that. Oh man, you hate to miss those. There you go. Frustrated with himself that Casher didn't pay dearly there.
Montero, the tying run to the plate here in the second.
Missed with the fastball. 3-2.
Darn, he only hit 99 there. Here are the flamethrowers, and then baseball. Cashner, Rodriguez, and Chapman.
Yeah, Rodriguez and Chapman are both one-inning guys. They're relievers, closers. This guy's doing it. Yeah, Cashner's doing it for 7-8 innings. What a big rip and another changeup. How about that?
Yeah,
87
for a
changeup.
Which is 12 miles per hour less than his fastball that he just threw the previous pitch.
My playing days, that was a pretty good fastball.
Yeah. 87.
Coming in with a heater.
And Goldschmidt's running the throw down, and he's got a steal. Number 8. Strikeout, but a stolen base.
And he just reared back and threw it right by Miguel Montero. Goldschmidt again with a stolen base. He's in scoring position. Just a fastball down the middle. Miguel got a little bit too big with the swing again. He got a good jump. Peeks in.
He really takes off there about halfway down, doesn't he?
He's got a nice little extra gear that I know I don't have or didn't have.
So runner in scoring position now for Chris Young.
Good fastball outside corner.
Now Young has only had 4 career at-bats against Cashner, but he's got 2 hits, including a home run.
going to hit a home run on that pitch there. That was a dandy slider. First one we've seen of the night, isn't it?
Why don't you just slide right on down? Oh, right away from the hitter's swing. And now the count's 0-2. So now you got to think about that flamethrower he's got. You just saw a slider. You know, you got the change.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah. Want to grab a bat?
No. These guys make me very pleased to be retired. Oh, man. He got caught looking for that same slider, didn't he?
One hit, one left. After two, the Padres on an Alonso home run lead at 2-0. Road trip to the Miller Taste team at 620 for your chance to win one of 3 interdivision rival flyaway trips this summer. No big holiday tomorrow, Gracie. 4th of July, Independence Day.
That's one of my favorites.
Yep.
Well, it's right in the middle of the summer.
Bring the kids out to the ballpark. Well, it's sold out tomorrow. Sell-out game tomorrow night.
How about that?
Fireworks afterwards. Trevor Bauer will go up. There's a shot to right, Upton back, and leaps and makes the catch. On the ball hit by Amarista.
Nice catch. The 3rd inning. Really nice catch there from Upton. Taking what probably would have been at least 2 bases and more like 3 bases with Amarista's speed. Gets a changeup and he rips it. Justin makes a lunging grab. Nice play. 1 pitch, 1 out, and now it's up to Trevor Bauer to keep his team in it. And unfortunately, again, they find themselves playing catch-up.
It's a strike into Hendley. One and one on Headley. Bauer struck out the side of the 1st inning, had 1 strikeout in the 2nd. There's a foul ball. Well, we saw that catch made by Justin Upton. 3:30 this afternoon. Eric Young was out working with Justin on just that sort of thing. Going back on the ball, working in the outfield, making catches, getting
with
good
a little
jumps.
Tiny glove.
Yeah. Gerardo Parra kind of instituted that little glove last year. Willie Bloomquist was working with it before the ball game. I said, "Is it working for you?" And he looked at me and says, "No, it's not." But a nice catch, as Gracie said, by Upton to start this 3rd inning. All those coaches, so many years in the big leagues. EY and Tom Baylor, Charles Nagy, Matty Williams. That one drops down low, 2-2. They'll get out here early, and seems like they're working on a different part of the game each and every night. There's a play to the second.
Good fastball in on the hands of Headley. Ate him up.
2 quick outs here. And Trevor could use a quick inning here, Grace. He threw 36 pitches in the second.
Yeah, he threw a bunch, unfortunately. A couple of walks with 2 outs extended his inning probably about 12 or 13 pitches more than he needed to. But at the end of the day, he didn't give up any more runs after that, and he's got 2 up, 2 down here quickly.
You got Quentin on a tapper back to the mound first time up. And he's doing a lot of blocking here early in this ballgame.
Once again, earning his keep is Miguel Montero.
Carlos Quentin began his major league career with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
First round pick.
Out of Stanford.
Doing another little change up. Quentin way out in front.
And Connor Jackson selected in the first round years ago. Bay Area guys. Jackson went to Cal. One ball, 1 strike. (2003) 29th overall pick was Carlos Quentin. 3-1. Missed upstairs. Bauer walked 2 in the second inning. And he walks Quentin here with 2 out in the third.
Yeah, you hate to get in that habit of 2 out walks. You're 1 pitch away from having a nice quick inning. You end up walking a guy. And you got a youngster in the batter's box now. He seems to homer a lot in Grandal.
He's got 3 home runs and 2 singles among his 5 hits in the big leagues thus far. Had a base hit his first at bat.
Good fastball there to jump ahead.
Shot scooped by. Oh, the city caught it. Tim McClellan says, "Don't bother throwing it first. I'll give it to you." Here's a catch. A walk, 1 left. Bottom of the third. 2-0 San Diego. largest 4G network, AT&T, rethink possible. Mazda, brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Well, Andrew Kashner was out loosening up, and now all of a sudden the trainer is out there for the Padres.
Well, this is awful news for the Padres. I'm not sure how bad his arm could be hurt, and he just struck out Chris Young with his last pitch was 101-mile-an-hour fastball. All of a sudden he's pointing at his lat area.
Let's see if we can see anything here, Gracie. This is his last warm-up pitch. He just kind of flipped the arm up and looked immediately into the dugout.
Yeah, boy, this is awful. You just hate to see this. A talent like this. You know, what is it about the Diamondbacks and Kashner? He did the same thing last year, didn't he, Greg?
At Wrigley Field against the D-backs when he pitched. And one of the DL.
At his right lat area.
Bud Black listening. And now he is...
He's a former starting pitcher too, Bud Black. He would know.
He's gone. He's not going to continue.
And we'll some really big dude is coming in.
We're going to take a break, tell you who it is coming in. But that's unfortunate.
That's a shame.
Andrew Kashner has to leave due to injury here in the third. And later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. We have a delay here as the Padres have changed pitchers. Aaron Hill, he's trying to get to the All-Star game in Kansas City. Well, you can vote you and Aaron too. They're kind of comboing it. The Texas starting pitcher and Aaron Hill, the Diamondbacks second baseman.
Have you seen Yu Darvish pitch yet?
I have. I've seen him on television. We didn't see him in person.
He's pretty slick.
Good. Yeah,
he's pretty slick, and so is the second baseman for the Diamondbacks. So send them both. Come on, folks, vote.
Well, let's hear from one of Aaron's teammates, Willie Bloomquist, about why Aaron Hill should be an All-Star.
If you look at his numbers, he should be really the starting second baseman, and you know, guys that you know, fans that have seen him play all year here know that he should be the guy there. And it's unfortunate that he even coming down to a vote like this, but he deserves it. He should be there. So if you guys are contemplating voting out there, get on the computer and vote, as he needs it.
That's a good teammate sticking up for another. Let's go down to Brad Steinke for more on this.
Yeah, again, we encourage fans to continue rocking the vote. Also, good news for Aaron Hill. He was asked by the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown to send those spikes where he racked up his cycles earlier this year. He said anytime the Hall of Fame asks you for anything, you send it to him right away. So good news. His spikes heading to Cooperstown.
Hey, anything you can get in Cooperstown, you say yes.
You got anything in there? I'm sure you do.
I have. Yes, I do. The first hit in a night game at Wrigley Field belongs to me. So it's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
8/9/88. August 9th of 88.
Well, you talked about some big dude coming into the ball game for the San Diego Padres. It's Ross Ohlendorf. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ross Ohlendorf.
I want to hear about it, other than he's big.
He's 6'4", 240, former Diamondback pick, 4th round back in 2004. And the Diamondbacks traded him to the New York Yankees with Alberto Gonzalez, Steven Jackson, and Luis Vizcaíno on January 9th of 2007 for some guy by the name of Randy Johnson. But Ohlendorf's numbers this year, he has made a few starts, 2 starts with the Padres. They signed him to a major league contract on June 4th, 33 career relief appearances in the major leagues. He's pitched with the Yankees, Pirates, and now the San Diego Padres. He was an 11-game winner for San Diego, Gracie, back in 2009. He was 11-10 with a 3.92 ERA in 29 starts. 21 starts in 2010, 1-11.
Well, you hate to see Ross Ohlendorf in this game for the reason he's in for all the wrong reasons. Andrew Kashner, who has been so good his last couple of starts, and he was really good here this evening.
Did I mention, too, that he's out of Princeton University?
No, you didn't.
I mentioned
that means there's a couple of really smart kids on the mound tonight, and Trevor Bauer, now Ross Ohlendorf, he gets as long as he needs to get ready because of the injury to Andrew Kashner.
We mentioned that the Diamondbacks in 3rd place in the division. The Giants with a 1.5 lead over the Dodgers. D-backs 5.5, but the Giants are losing tonight. They had a lengthy rain delay in D.C., but that game is in the 7th inning. It looks like it's resumed now. Washington at bat, and it's 8-2 Washington. Tim Lincecum started that game, Mark Grace. 3 1/3 innings, 8 runs, 7 earned.
Well, Lincecum just continues to get pounded. Had a really good start against the Los Angeles Dodgers his last start. That was the first good one in about 8 or 9. And then right back to the doldrums, unfortunately, for Lincecum tonight. And here we go. Bottom of the 3rd. Welcome back, Mr. Jeff Blum.
Jeff Blum back off the disabled list. He'd been sidelined since April 18th. He had a strained left oblique. And Ohlendorf misses low, ball 1. Well, let's mention it. Jeff Blum needs 1 home run for 100. Might as well get it here and get it out of the way, right?
Get it out of the way, Jeff. There's a strike from Ohlendorf. 90's pretty good, but when you were used to seeing 99 to 100, I would imagine this is going to look like batting practice for a little while, even though obviously it's not.
Yeah, he's on that slider, what, 88, 89?
Amazing.
Blum down the line. Is it going to go? Foul ball. Blum didn't think so. Blum didn't think so. First base umpire did, though. That's Lance Barksdale.
Eric Young, not much to say. Blum, kind of some body language. But they're not going to bother getting together, which usually means that he got the call right. He almost got number 100. Yeah. Good call. Good call. About a foot foul.
Foul ball.
All the Padres were helping Lance Barksdale out back there, pointing at foul. We almost saw a nice little milestone there for Jeff Blum. Anytime I did that, I might as well just go back to the dugout because I was striking out next pitch.
He's run 2-2. Barrow bat next, and then Drew in this inning.
Yeah, my attitude was, boy, you thought I hit that one good. What do you see how far I hit this next one? And it was just strike 3 darn near every time.
Probably got a curveball, right? Just,
exactly. Okay, that's about enough for that, Jeff. You keep teasing us with these long foul balls.
Blum's had a long career. He used to play with the Montreal Expos. Kind of miss going to Montreal.
Great city.
Oh.
Terrible stadium, but a great city.
Blum broke in back in 1999 with the Expos. There's a base hit. Slammed it to center field.
They hit that awfully hard.
Went down and got it, too.
How about that? Jeff Blum. First at bat, he just slams one. Bang! Right back up the box. That's pretty.
Boom.
Well, let's see how well Trevor Bauer can bunt. We're about to find out.
Bauer was 1 for 23 in the minor leagues. He had 2 sacrifice bunts in his time with Mobile and Reno. He lays off ball 1. Third baseman Headley is already up on the grass, ready to charge in.
That's why you want to bunt this ball to the first baseman if you can. He's got to hold that runner on. So if you can just make a decent bunt towards the first baseman, you'll have a successful sacrifice. Well, swinging away, are we? Well, that one looked like it got Grandal right in the kisser. Golly.
We saw that happen to Montero last night by Grandal on a swing and a foul.
Yeah, I would imagine Trevor Bauer might not know the signs. He's only been here less than a week. And I think Matt Williams says, son, in your professional career, you're 1 for 25. That's in the minor leagues. You're not swinging away. Go ahead and bunt it. That was a very short conversation. He went up to him, put his hand on his hip, and probably just said, bunt.
Ball and a strike.
He wasn't bunting that time. I guess I don't know Matt Williams like I thought I did.
2-1 the count.
Looked like Gibby's like, what's going on? Hey, there's a lot of things we don't know about this kid.
Yeah, we're learning.
Heck, we might not know he can hit a ball in the gap.
Now he bunts. It is a fair ball. The play at second is in time. A nice play by Cabrera, who took a bad throw and somehow kept the toe on the bag to get Blum.
Bauer gets it down, but it's just right on top of the plate. A nice play by Grandal. Just ahead of the sliding Jeff Blum. That was a nice play. He came right out of the chute and made a nice play. Stephen Drew now going to hit with Bauer on first. I would imagine Blum's telling Kurt Gibson, yeah, I saw the bunt sign every time.
Drew flat out to deep left center first time up.
Fastball away, strike 1.
So Ross Ohlendorf in relief, and if and when we get a report on Andrew Kashner, we'll let you know what happened. It looked like it was on his last warm-up pitch before the Diamondbacks batted in the bottom of the third. He had to leave the ballgame.
Just missed with a little slider.
Now Ohlendorf this year, lefties have hit him at a 321 clip. Right-handers 367. His last outing was June 25th at Houston. Drew a wave and a miss. And he has fallen behind the count 1-2.
They're going to have to score some runs, Greg Schulte.
Yeah.
Those runs have been tough to come by the last couple 3 games.
They've been hitting so well here at home and scoring a lot of runs. And last night, not much and nothing right now through 2+ innings tonight.
Second time around here. And it might not be easy because these guys all faced a guy throwing near 100 miles an hour, and this time they're facing significantly less fastball from Ohlendorf.
About the same side as Cashner, but 8 or 9 miles per hour less on that fastball.
100 mile an hour doesn't grow on trees.
Drew lays off.
A real good take right there. Good patience from Drew. We've seen that from Steven since he's been back, haven't we, Greg?
Yeah. It's going to take him a while, I'm sure, to feel comfortable again. He's only had 17 at-bats since being activated off the DL and almost missed a year. And a fly ball, pretty deep left field. Back of the warning track, back of the wall. Quinn reaches out, makes the catch, crashes into the wall, and gets it back in, and Bauer returns to first base. Drew gave it a ride for the second time, and Quentin makes the grab right at the wall.
You can't get a break in Steven Drew. He took it to the wall in left center field. His first time up, this time to dead left field. Yeah, a really good play there by Carlos Quentin, making a sprawling catch, hitting the wall, and getting it back in.
And that's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game right there. Well, if he doesn't get that ball that hits off the wall, he probably have second and third. Bauer did a good read. And
most likely, you're right. Nice play by Quentin.
Over to first base. Now Hill riding his 17-game hitting streak here at Chase Field as he steps in. Into the dirt, blocked by Grandal. Bauer started and stopped.
You could hear Eric Young say go down there, but you can tell somebody all you want. When you haven't run the bases much in your lifetime, that's just a lot to expect. And he's been nothing but a pitcher.
Yes, sir. Now they've dropped behind him at first. Down the line, but foul by Hill. They got out front just a tad there.
We got a hanging breaking ball there from Ohlendorf. He does what you're supposed to do with it, and that is hit it really hard. He was just a little quick and pulled it foul.
25 times. Oh, wait. Keep voting.
Please do. He should be there.
That will get Bauer down to second.
That's a really wild one.
Looked like he just kind of pulled that there.
Well, I think what happens, Greg, a lot of times when you throw a guy a breaking ball and he slams it hard, just foul, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to throw him a fastball, but I really don't want to throw it in the zone, so you end up just overthrowing it. And like you said, he just yanked it about 3 feet outside, and Grandal had no chance. Now a base hit will get the Diamondbacks a little closer. Looks to me like Trevor Bauer can run a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty athletic gait.
Popped up. First base side's going to end the inning. Alonso on foul ground. Has it. So the Diamondbacks failed against Ohlendorf in his first inning. We're 3 in the books here. 2-0 Padres. Is brought to you in part by Chevrolet. Who's your everyday hero? Nominate an everyday hero at valleychevy.com or facebook.com/valleychevy. Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax.
And next Tuesday, do not miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 MLB All-Star Game next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox. 4:30 p.m. Pacific.
You're going early.
That's really early. There's
and
the All-Star.
Miley, yeah, he clean shaven. I said, man, you're going to look pretty going to Kansas City.
Hey, got to look like an All-Star.
Well deserving. And he'll have a chance to go to KC with 10 victories under his belt. He'll get the ball Thursday in that opener against the Dodgers. Trevor Bauer to work here. Top of the 4th inning with Alonso, who homered his first time up, a 2-run shot. And then Maven and Cabrera. And a shot here to the left. Back on it goes Kubel, and has it. Nice play at the warning track. Alonso seeing 2 pitches. One he hit over the wall in right, and this one he hit to the warning track in left.
A long way to right this time. Allowed out to left, Jason Kubel. Made that one look pretty routine. Just kind of galloped back there and corralled it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And as you said earlier, Greg, Bauer needs some quick outs.
Yeah. He threw 13 first inning pitches, 36 in the second. And I had him for 14 in the third. So 64 now with his 1 pitch here in the 4th inning. Here's Maven.
Good fastball.
Maven first time up, took a call, 3rd strike. Bauer has struck out 4, walking 3. And the 2 hits, single and a home run. Ball and a strike on Cameron Maven. He had a big night last night. Double, home run, walk. He's fallen behind 3-1.
Once again, if you do end up walking, maybe you're dealing with a guy with a lot of speed. You hate to walk speed. You hate to walk anybody, but especially speed.
And that's in front of Young. On a 3-1 pitch, Maven a single to center.
Well, you can live with that. Make a 205 hitter beat you with the bat. And he did just that.
And now Cabrera, the switch hitter who walked his first time up. Blum down at 3rd. He's right on the he's on the dirt right now. Now he moves up right in front of the grass area there. Maven has been successful on 16 of 20 steal attempts. Dugout, folks. Ball screams just by the Diamondback dugout. Let's take a look at our high-speed pitch brought to you by CenturyLink. Bauer and Castner, the 2 starters tonight. Bauer pretty good, 94. Cashner 101.
And that was his last pitch of the early evening for him. In the 2nd inning, he had, at the top of the 3rd or bottom of the 3rd, he had to leave the ball game. Couldn't finish his warm-ups. You just hate to see that for anybody.
Solendorf was brought in. And again, when we get a report, I'll pass it along to you. Alonso lined out to the warning track in left to start this inning, and then Maven on a 3-1 pitch, single to center. Another throw over, close but safe. Good move there by Bauer. He almost got Maben.
Maben's got a very big lead. I mean, a huge lead.
That might shorten him up right there.
Got the call right. He got that hand in there just ahead of the tag. That's where the left-handed first baseman have a little bit more of an advantage than a right-hander. That left-hander can just let the ball travel and put the glove right where the right-hander has to kind of catch it and then reach.
Who had the best pickoff move of a right-hander that you?
Armando Reynoso had
good.
an awfully good one. A really good one. John Denny, you remember John Denny?
Yeah.
He had a
Former
great
Cy Young
pickoff move.
Did you know John Denny was out of Prescott, Arizona?
I did not know that.
1 ball, 1
I know he
strike
spent
here.
some time as a coach in the Diamondbacks minor leagues. He had a great pickoff move. Very quick feet.
Bauer knows the importance of trying to keep Maben at first here. And he'll miss inside. Now he's falling behind the hitter 2-1 Everett Cabrera. Ollendorf, the pitcher, is on deck. Two 2-0 Padres. They got those two in the second inning. A single by Grandal and a home run by Alonso. Time was called by the hitter.
The pitch count is certainly climbing. That's a lot of wide ones compared to strikes.
Cabrera to right, they'll get down. Maybe will go on to third. Looking back in, it'll be cut off by Brewer, and the Padres in business, first and third here. And only one man out.
That was a change up, and Cabrera just ripped it down the right field line.
4 hits now off of Bauer. Now, the Padres have got several options here. They could use a sacrifice to bunt their runner at first base into scoring position and leave it up to Venable with 2 outs.
Well, unless
They could
Ollendorf
squeeze.
unless he's an accomplished hitter, I just go ahead and sacrifice.
0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. And I'm thinking that's probably what they're going to do.
I just go ahead and sacrifice.
And he bunts.
Coming to the
Here
plate.
comes the play. Now Bauer not going to get anybody. In his anxiety to field the ball and maybe flip to the plate, he didn't get the handle. And the Padres squeeze home a run. Maben was coming down the line. And it's now 3-0.
That'll go as an error on Bauer. And that was a safety squeeze. It wasn't the suicide squeeze. Bauer could have made the play, but instead panic sets in. And anytime you panic on a baseball field, bad things happen.
Well, another error for the Diamondbacks. Another pitcher's there.
That's why I still firmly believe those shouldn't count against a team's defense.
Now the Padres a chance for a big inning. They have 2 on and only 1 man out with a run in. And the top of the order up.
UCLA guy. I'm sure he can harken back to the great Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. One of his famous sayings, be quick, but don't hurry.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer hurried, and now he's in trouble.
That play, by the way, was ruled sacrifice bunt, E1 RBI. And Glenn Sherlock's got the phone ringing in the bullpen. Bauer's first start on Thursday in Atlanta. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. And that's the man who relieved him in Atlanta, Patrick Corbin. He starts to loosen right now.
Trevor better find a way to start throwing some strikes here and some quality ones.
Yep, they're loaded.
Patrick Corbin better start getting loose in a hurry.
He just got up. He's only thrown a handful of pitches.
Charles Nagy on his way out to the mound to buy some time right now. Trevor Bauer struggling mightily.
The other problem you've got here is you've got the Padres' hottest hitter coming to the plate, and Alexi Amarista, who's already hit a grand slam on this road trip. So Bauer breezed through the first inning, striking out the side. Only needed 13 pitches. Well, let's take a look at our Geico quote here. Kirk Gibson talking about Trevor Bauer. He's got great stuff. We know that. We just got to get him to apply it properly. Part of it's just by feel. Get it with your catcher and starting to read hitters a little differently. Right now, he could use a double play. This little guy can fly, so it's going to have to be hard-hitted somebody. Because the bases are full of Padres. Run in. Cabrera, the pitcher, Ollendorf, and Venable, the base runners. And a base hit to left field in front of Kubel. One will score. Everybody will move up.
Now the Padres really hitting the ball hard off of Bauer. I don't think Corbin's ready yet out in the bullpen, but right now Trevor Bauer having another outing to forget.
And just a nice, easy swing. Took it the other way. Amarista with a run batted up. Everybody moved up.
I'll Chase Headley, a guy that if you can get a ground ball, you can get him to hit into a double play. Not the greatest of speed. Right now, Bauer looking for anything to get out of this inning.
And that's going to get down, and that's going to go deep. And it's going to clear the bases. Amarista may catch Venable. All Padres right now, as they have jumped on Trevor Bauer. A 3-run double by Headley.
And we don't know yet if Corbin is ready. It's all happening so fast. Since the meeting from Charles Nagy, a first pitch base hit from Amarista, then a first pitch base clearing triple from Headley. Yeah, they're going to have to keep Bauer in this ball game because Corbin's still not ready.
Montero's going to go out and stall.
Yeah, the roof is officially caved in on young Trevor Bauer here this evening.
5-run fourth inning and a 7-0 Padre lead here.
And also to his defense too, people have to understand these are the best hitters he's ever faced.
Yeah.
He's never faced the caliber of hitters that he's facing here in the major leagues, and it's going to be an adjustment for the young man.
And like last night, his own error, a pitcher's error, has hurt him in the inning.
That's exactly right.
Saw that happen to Cahill last night.
And Gibby's on his way out.
So ready or not, here comes Corbin. And Bauer will leave his first home start pitching less than the 4 innings he pitched in his first start in Atlanta. And I'm sure he is more disappointed than anybody in this ballpark. So a rough outing for Trevor Bauer. And Corbin will come on. We'll take a break. A big 5-run fourth inning. Padres still batting with 1 out. Up 7-0. The series here at Chase Field, Diamondbacks and Padres. And 6-game winner Ian Kennedy for the D-backs, and Jason Marquis, who had a cup of coffee with the Diamondbacks last year, will pitch for San Diego. We'll have an hour-long pregame show for you. Independence Day, the 4th of July, sellout crowd. And Ian in the beard, sitting next to the Diamondback All-Star Wade Miley, will get the baseball. And unless the Diamondbacks can rally here from this 7-0 deficit, Ian will have to try and clamp the door on the Padres tomorrow. There is Patrick Corbin, who just 5 days ago worked in the ballgame against Atlanta following Trevor Bauer to the mound, and he gave the Diamondbacks 3 shutout innings in relief. He faces right-handed hitting Carlos Quentin. And up high, ball 1. We got the word on Andrew Kastner, a strained right lat. So that's why he had to depart the ball game, the Padres starter. 5 in the inning. The big blow, the Headley 3-run double. There's a check swing foul by Quentin, a ball and a strike. Well, this game could not have started any better for Trevor Bauer, who struck out the side in the first inning. But then a single and a 2-run homer in the second. And here in the 4th inning, the Padres knock the young right-hander out of the game with 5. And he's also responsible for Headley, the runner at second base.
Well, the good news is got a lot of ball game left, but unfortunately these Padres have come in and really shown the Diamondbacks that they mean business.
I like the fact he's right on the top step of that dugout, still watching, and not in the back, sitting on the bench and sulking. He's still watching his teammates. There's a strikeout of Quentin. Nice start here for Corbin. Our AT&T trivia question for you here tonight.
All right.
You ready?
Let's have a good one tonight.
All right. By the way, we have no clue what these questions are. Name the 4 players since 1980 to have home runs as each of their first 3 major league hits. Well, we have one here at the park tonight. Just for the Padres. He's at
in the batter's box.
That's right. Yasmani Grandal. Hey, we finally got a positive.
That's the first one ever. We've been stinky at these things lately.
1 ball, no strikes. Foul back. He had a good rip at that. Well, I remember the in the notes last night, Keith McDonald did it for the Cardinals back in 2000 because he was the last one who had done it before.
Who's he?
Randall. I have no idea, but he did it. Keith McDonald.
Wait, back in 2000?
Yeah.
So I played against him.
Maybe you played in the game he did it against.
I've never heard of him.
There's a strike from Corbin. Played for the Redbirds. Keith McDonald. I wonder how many career home runs a guy hit.
3.
There's one guy that's still playing, we're told. Hey, how about that from Corbin? He comes in, strikes on Quentin and Grandal. But a big 5 for the Padres. Headley, the big blast, a 3-run double. 7-0 San Diego.
On your screen. On Saturday, July 21st, the Diamondbacks are going to host the Houston Astros right here at Chase Field. 20,000 fans at the game going to take home a D-backs baseball hat courtesy of Gila River Casinos. Call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com/tickets. Remember back in the day, Greg, it was called Hat Day.
Yeah.
Or Ball Day or whatever it was called. Whatever they were giving away, it was Hat Day. Loved it. Always tried to get my dad to get tickets.
Remember the 10-cent scorecards?
I do.
You get the little, you got the little pencil with it. Yeah.
Programs, get your program.
That young man's already got his rally cap on.
There you go.
Fourth inning, like it.
Well, like I said earlier, the good news is you've still got 6 whacks at these San Diego Padres, but you need to start chipping away. You need that. There you go, Pops.
He got Dad to
Come on, Dad, put it on right. There you go. That's how you do it. Now let's watch a rally together here, son.
And out. Upton's down, 1 away.
Struggles continue for Justin Upton.
Anytime the Diamondbacks scores 6 runs or more, and we need them tonight. We need more than 6. Taco Bell giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 p.m. the following day at participating locations. Mason Kubel at the plate. He grounded to second his first time up. Ross Ollendorf's got a chance to win a ball game here tonight in relief. Again, Andrew Kastner's strained right lat muscle. That's why he had to leave the ball game. He is seated next to the skipper, Bud Black.
He's not being attended to, so that's good news. Gas.
You know, the one thing you wonder about him, Gracie, is a couple of times now as a starter, he has been injured on the major league level. And with his velocity, he may just be one of those guys who has to throw out of the bullpen.
We just found out that
there's a foul.
You know, when you with your lat, you know, maybe he's just creating too much arm speed, too much torque on that arm or lat or body of his. Bud Black talking with him about, you know, the good news is he's not in the trainer's room getting attended to. He's out and able to hang out.
That's this one fun. Bud Black had a great major league career, was a terrific major league pitching coach, and now running the San Diego Padres. He, like you, Gracie, an Aztec.
An Aztec, a good San Diego State boy, which means one of the smarter people in the stadium here tonight.
Harvard of the West, right?
Harvard of the West. Attaboy, Greg. You play along well.
I learned. Google pops it up. Run ball back, but out of his reach. Well, how about a nice big crooked number here? Put a little pressure on the Padres.
You certainly have to do that. You got to score a run or two here, a run or two there. Next thing you know, you'll be right back in this thing. That's a great shot right there.
That is an actual camera. That's not a phone.
Yeah, somebody get on base for that guy. He's hot. Goldschmidt. Oh man, that'll do it. What a pitch.
Time for our Nissan text poll question. Well, what with tomorrow being the 4th of July, fireworks, where are you going to watch them? A, Chase Field, B, Tempe Town Lake, C, fabulous Phoenix Fourth, or D, other?
I'm going to be watching right here.
Me too. After the ball game, sellout crowd will be on hand. Ian Kennedy. How about that little one? She's all decked out in her patriotic colors right now.
Just gorgeous.
So Ollendorf has come on here and done a nice job in relief. And that's not an easy spot to fill. Diamondbacks have really benefited from Josh Coleman or the work he had done out of the bullpen in long relief. They got 3 innings out of Corbin in the game in Atlanta. And Patrick might be on for a few innings here tonight. Popped up. I'll get out of play. Goldschmidt has one of the 2 Diamondback hits in this ballgame.
And so far, the Diamondback bats continue to slumber here. You got to find a way to crank it back up. Sometimes you got to win a slugfest.
Yeah.
So far, it's one-sided here this evening.
And another hit for Golden. He took that ball down.
Wow. That's hard to do.
Took it off the ground.
That is hard to do, what he just did. He's got 2 of the 3 Diamondback hits. He just goes down and digs out a breaking ball somehow, some way. Even when you take a swing like that once in a while, good things can happen when you put the ball in play. And when you're hot,
you're hot.
Exactly.
And when you're not,
you're not. Jerry Reed said
there
that.
You go.
303.
Ooh, bigly.
303 for Paul Goldschmidt. Now let's see if Miguel Montero can plate him with an extra base hit.
Wasn't that your career batting average, 303?
That was it.
There you go.
How about that? I'm sure Paul Goldschmidt would love to surpass that.
You know, you stop and you think about the start that Paul got off to. And like a lot of the Diamondback hitters, they really struggled. But he has been red hot. He's played great defense. He's having a great first full season with the Diamondbacks as Montero swings and misses. Ball and a strike. In addition, put together a 17-game hitting streak where he hit only .419. Nothing like those 320 hitting streaks, or .419 over that 17-game stretch. Big swing and a miss.
Once again, Miguel Montero starting to fall back into that habit that we saw earlier in the season where he's really swinging very hard. And that's been the result just about every time we see that overly firm swing. It's a swing and miss.
Hitters will tell you very, very seldom when they swing hard do they hit a home run.
Well, to swing that hard, you got to pull your head.
Foul tip.
It's a foul tip.
Well,
But I think it bounced. Yeah, it bounced. No. It's a foul tip, folks. It's a foul tip. They've got it hitting the ground.
Grand Dogs. Bud Black's going to come out and argue the case for his catcher. It sounded like you could hear a boop like that.
It looked to me like it was into the ground. And so if it hit the bat at all, it's a foul ball. Yeah, that hit the ground. That's the right call. That's the right call. Bud Black won't be happy. Watch the ball hit the ground. So if there was a foul tip, then certainly the bat's still alive.
And Gary Cederstrom, you could see he was motioning foul tip. Oh, Montero gets another life here. Can he capitalize?
Got one right at his thighs. He had to jackknife out of the way.
He got that one in there in 93.
That was a good fastball.
2-2 now, Miggy. Well, the Diamondbacks need to get the offense in gear.
He continues to scrape away here in hopes of getting a mistake from Ohlendorf. Something he can handle and something he can hit into a gap or maybe over a gap. Ball 3. Now a running start for Paul Goldschmidt with 2 outs on a 3-2 count.
Now Alonso moves off the bag. Play behind the runner at first. Even one here just to gain a little momentum. Because right now all that mo is in that Padre dugout. Ball 4 inside. I got a chance. Good
things happen.
Well, CY homer to the ball game last night. homers, his 8th of the year. Diamondbacks come in here. They've homered in 13 consecutive games. Not yet tonight with no runs on the board.
An opportunity to get right back in this thing. An extra base hit would be most welcome. Good fastball down and away for strike one.
That's a walk, the first of the night by a Diamondback hitter. Well, it's really been a struggle for CY since he came back from that injury. Right shoulder contusion. He fouls this one back over the screen. Now quickly in the hole, 0-2. But before he left with that injury, he was hitting .410. 4 doubles, 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Since he's come back, only 18 hits and 119 ABs. But the long ball has started to surface a little bit. 3 in his last 6 games. One right here would be nice, wouldn't it?
Got to dig out of an old 0-2 hole here.
And he pops it up.
Boy, he got a hanger and he missed it.
Cabrera, the shortstop, has it. Shallow left field. The Diamondbacks will leave it fair. No runs ahead. A walk, 2 left. We'll go to the 5th. 7-0. San Diego. Padres and fun times at the RamTrucks.tv pool. Great place to watch a game. They're having a birthday party out there tonight. Meg's birthday party.
Well, happy birthday, Meg. The big 5-0. Congrats. She doesn't look a day over 21 to me.
I guess they don't. She doesn't mind her age being put up right there.
Happy birthday, Miss Meg.
Patrick Corbin in relief for the Diamondbacks. He came on after the Padres knocked Trevor Bauer out of the ball game in the 4th inning. And a shot to center here. Hit by Alonso. Young going back. Can't get it up over his head and against the wall. Alonso is in at second with a double. He has seen 3 pitches tonight. He's hit a 2-run homer. He's hit a ball that was caught on the warning track by Kubel. And now he doubles over Young's head in center.
Well, it looks to me like, and I don't claim to be an expert, but it might be that Alonso likes to hit first pitch fastballs.
I'm guessing that.
That's 3 now. Maybe his next at bat he might get something different than a fastball in the middle of the zone. Like I said, I wasn't a pitcher, but just kind of thinking out loud with you, Greg.
You're thinking as a hitter. Here's Maben now. He's got a hit and scored a run, and he's got another hit. On a Kubel, Alonso will stop at third. Kubel slows way off line. a runner to the plate. No play. Another error for the Diamondbacks. Wow. Haven't seen that this year by Kubel, but that was way up the first baseline. And not only Montero went after the ball, but Corbin briefly started after it, and then he had to cut back to the plate.
Yeah, Jason, he sees that Alonso stops it, and then somehow the ball just slips and gets away, and then, oh boy, all Hades breaks loose, and unfortunately the Diamondbacks are laying an egg here at home tonight.
Can we just rewind this ball game and go back and start the first inning?
I was going to say, let's go back to the first tee and take a mulligan.
No RBI there. That's a base hit, E7. And 2 more Diamondback errors here tonight. Wow, they're on a stretch right now where they committed only 2 errors in a stretch of almost a month. They went on to the last road trip with 32 errors. And they have just put a bunch up since.
Yeah, pretty sullen dugout there.
10 errors last 7 games, 2 tonight.
Gibby was verbally upset with his team last night because of the errors. Strike 2. And that's what he was saying. That's not who we are.
Well, kind of a bad combo going tonight. Short starting pitching, 3 1/3 innings. A lot of ropes hit by the Padres.
Right.
And some not so good defense by the D-backs, and no runs on the board. And that's not a winning combination.
It's a combination you'd like to avoid.
A 2-2 counter on Everett Cabrera. Oh, he went around. He chased there, and then Corbin will record his 3rd strikeout, first out of the inning. Lowest winning percentage at Chase Field. The San Diego Padres have only won 31% of the time. Their record here going into tonight's ballgame, they had won 39 times. The Diamondbacks 83 times.
Wow. That is a pretty rotten percentage. But boy, have they come in here and played very good baseball. Wow. Big rip from one Ross Ohlendorf.
He has a career home run.
He's trying to hit that out where Cameron Maben hit that ball last night.
He has a career home run. He didn't hit it off you, right? That was David Ross.
That was David Ross. Best hitter I've ever seen.
Yelling at him as he's running. You can't claim that.
No, that shouldn't count.
Wasn't that a 19-1 ball game?
I think that made it 20-1, that homer off me.
Down to first. Goldschmidt will throw to second. Out back to first. Out. Nicely turned.
Well, Goldschmidt really shining defensively this year.
He just
really shining.
Took his time and made the accurate throw, and then the relay throw doubled up Ohlendorf. And the Padres turned away, but they do get a run. And they add their lead. It's now 8-1 San Diego. Interactive kiosk right here at Chase Field during any Arizona Diamondbacks regular season home game. Your chance to win. I would say, Mark Grace, it's time to get the bats going.
And then some. And then some. It's time to get some base runners.
8-0 our score. Last 3 ball games have not been good. Tonight, no runs.
Total of 5 runs in the last 4 games.
Well, that's a lot of strikeouts too.
Yeah, those are graphics we hate to put up, but at the same time,
they tell the story.
It's honest.
So for the Diamondbacks here, it's going to be Blum, and then Corbin will bat for himself. And then Stephen Drew. Ross Ohlendorf is in his 3rd inning in relief of the starter Andrew Kashner, who had to leave due to a strained right lat. Blum a base hit his first time up. Just off the disabled list, activated yesterday. One ball, 1 strike. Well, the good news for the Diamondbacks is the Giants lost tonight in DC to the Nationals, so
that's always good news.
Would not lose any ground.
Yeah, when the team you're chasing lost about 2 hours ago. Good change up there. Now it's 1-2 on Jeff Blum.
Dodgers are playing Cincinnati tonight. They're in the 4th, no score there.
Oh, Dodgers. Now that's a team struggling to score runs.
And they're in here Thursday for a 4-game set. Blum rips one foul down the line.
Gets his hat back and a souvenir.
3 Diamondback hits in the ballgame, along with a walk. Ohlendorf calls for it. Now he gives way to Alonso. Calls him off, makes catch. These pitchers can't catch pop-ups, you know. It's not allowed.
Never understood why pitcher just couldn't call for a pop-up. I guess because you want a more sure-handed player to come catch it. So Ohlendorf kind of picking up where Andrew Kashner left off. Just gliding right through these Diamondbacks here this evening.
Corbin's got a hit this year. 1 for 10. You saw him handle the bat pretty well during the spring.
He can hit.
Yeah.
Good athlete.
Runs pretty well.
Kind of fastball right by him on the outside corner.
Two and 1 to count. Go ahead and walk the pitcher. Bad things start usually when that happens.
Why not? Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Diamondbacks have had 3 runners reach second base tonight, but no further than that in this one.
Yeah, the Diamondback fans, as you can see, looking for anything to get excited about. Yeah. It's ball 4. He did walk the pitcher. It's a couple times the pitcher's why Andrew Kashner walked in his only at bat of the evening, and now Patrick Corbin gets a free pass down to first base, and Stephen Drew going to try to hit one somewhere besides an out at the wall.
Yeah, 2 of those tonight. 1 to center, 1 to left. Well, it's good to see Drew in that number 6 uniform back in the lineup.
Now all of a sudden Ohlendorf firing wide ones.
Got one in there. He needed that. 1-1. Into the dirt. Diamondbacks limited to 3 hits here tonight. Last night they scored 2 runs on 8 hits, losing 6-2.
Ball 3. Once again, Ohlendorf getting a little bit wild. Boy, when you got a big lead like this, the last thing you want to do is start issuing free passes. Let's see if Stephen Drew can find his way on and get a possible all-star up there. Had a good swing, fouled it straight back.
Full countdown, Stephen. A possible all-star on deck, Aaron Hill. And you can vote until 1 p.m. on Thursday. MLB.com. That's Pacific time. Let's point that out. He will be in Kansas City, Wade Miley. Drew, chopper, diving stop by Headley. The throw to second. Not in time, back to first safe. Good hustle by Corbin to get to the bag.
Good call, Greg Schulte. Not many pitchers that we know of are going to beat that throw to second base. Corbin, as you said earlier, he runs very well. He's a good athlete. He goes in and slides hard. Great play by Headley. And you can see Corbin gets there ahead of the throw, and Stephen Drew way past first. That's got to go as a base hit, doesn't it?
Well, they've got FC on the board up there. Fielder's choice. But
are you kidding me? That's a base hit. He wouldn't have been able to throw out Stephen Drew from third base from his knees.
So that's what they've got up on the board. FC for fielder's choice. The bottom line is right now, and that may be changed, the ruling, but the bottom line is it's 2 on for the Diamondbacks.
Well, I'm giving him a base hit in my book.
Atta baby. And here is Aaron Hill. Hadley made a heck of a play and got to his knees and got the throw to second, but Corbin's hustle beat it. Okay, they did change it to base hit, which is a correct call.
Nice. Nice. Good stuff.
Yep. Well, you got we talked about the walk to the pitcher to start this
exactly right
1 hour rally. Now you got an infield hit by Drew. Got a little something going. And the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up.
And now 2-0 here on Aaron Hill after missing with back-to-back curveballs.
And now Ohlendorf's getting in a little danger.
He sure is, and the Padres have their bullpen working as we speak. Good fastball, pours it right in there for strike 1.
Not a bad take there by Hill. There's the bullpen. Nick Vincent. I always like that sound of the bullpen.
Bang.
Yeah. Ball 3, 3-1.
Well, Ohlendorf has thrown 60 pitches. Make it 61 now, so he may be starting to get a little weary. That's another 3-1 count here. Justin Upton would love to hit with the bases loaded.
There's a base hit to left field. Corbin will be held at third, and they're going to be loaded. And right now is where you need your big gun to come through in a big way.
That's exactly right. Vincent is not loose yet. So I would imagine they've already had one trip out to the mound in this inning. So I would imagine Ohlendorf going to have to stay out there as we look at the pitch sequence to Aaron Hill. After 3 pitches, go ahead and bang it out to left field.
And you know what, Gracie? That's an 18-game hitting streak at Chase Field for Aaron Hill. Headley's going to delay a little here with Ollendorf.
Well, it might be. They're trying to get Vincent loose. He just got up not long ago. They're trying to see if he can get loose. And, well, Buddy's going to go out there and make a slow trot out and get Ollendorf and go get Nick Vincent. Well, if I'm Justin Upton, I'm chomping at the bit right here because I'm dying to show my guys that I got what it takes to get us right back in this ball game.
And a long one would cut the lead in half. It's 8-0 San Diego. The Diamondbacks have loaded them up. We'll see what happens when we come back in the 5th.
Get home safe. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Well, Justin Upton will be the batter, and Jason Kubel will be in the on-deck circle. They're chatting things over with hitting coach Don Baylor, and what they're looking at is the scouting report on the new pitcher in Nick Vincent. They have not seen Vincent, so they get the scouting report on what this kid throws, what he likes to do. You can see he's only been up for a very brief time. He's out of Ramona, California. 18th round pick back in 08. And Justin Upton up in a big situation here. Corbin started this with one out. He walked. Drew followed with an infield hit. And then Aaron Hill extended his Chase Field hitting streak to 18 with a single to left to load him up. And now Upton steps in.
Always advantage pitcher, Greg, when you've never seen somebody before, but with Justin Upton's talent, it should always be advantage Upton.
He'll take a low ball one.
Vincent looks like he likes to cut his fastball.
Fans getting into it.
Yeah, chance for a huge inning right here. You got your bread and butter guy, followed by Kubel. He have 51 RBIs. Oh, man, he got one right down Broadway, and he was tardy on it. I mean, center cut, thigh high. Oh, dear. Well, you hate to give those back.
How do you like your steak? Center cut.
Center cut. He looked like he's dipping that back shoulder a little bit. Let's go ahead and put a nice smooth swing on it, Justin. He missed badly with that one, 2-1.
Vincent was recalled from Double-A San Antonio on June 26 and made his major league debut that night. 2 hitless innings of relief. And he's on here with the bases loaded in for Ollendorf.
Oh, we got another one, center cut. Oh, boy. Justin's got to be beside himself right now. I mean, once again, here it is. Oh!
This is a big at bat in this ball game for both clubs. The Padres comfortably out in front, but if Upton could rip one here somewhere, get some runs in, then you got Kubel, Goldschmidt coming up, Montero, chance for a big inning. One man out, and he got him with a fastball that was up.
Well, that's a shame right there. He got two really, really good pitches to hit. And then another one, well, that one's belt high right there too, and just right by him. So a lot of excitement just left the building right there.
And what that does, it puts all the burden here now on Kubel, coming up with something with 2 outs. Mason's 0 for 2 at the plate tonight.
Well, Jason Kubel's been the guy all year long to drive in the big runs. Diamondbacks just cannot afford to come up empty in this inning right here after working so hard to get this rally going.
It takes something though with 2 men out, and a tapper followed the plate by Kubel. Kubel's had a big first half, and again tomorrow is game number 81. You play 162 in a major league season, so the official halfway mark for the Diamondbacks tomorrow. And Jason, with those 51 RBIs, he's on pace for 100. He's hit 12 home runs, hitting .295.
Just a little base hit somewhere. You don't need a home run, just a little base hit. Just missed 2-1.
And then you get it to Goldschmidt, who's had a couple of hits here tonight.
Doggone right.
He'd love an at bat this inning, and the Diamondbacks would love to give him up this inning.
Padres do not want to see the first baseman hitting this inning.
High drive, deep right field, back of the warning track, at the wall, touch the ball, a grand slam for Kubel. We got a game. We've got a game. The 8th career grand slam for Jason Kubel. And it's a full home run. $150 going to Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Boy, that changes things.
A 4-run homer. Jason Kubel picks up. The man in front of him, Justin Upton, who had just struck out, he got a moonshot. About 5 rows deep. Yeah, Joe Saunders. The 2 guys on the disabled list, Daniel Hudson and Joe Saunders, should get fired up for Jason Kubel. 55 RBIs now on his 13th home run. Lucky 13 it is. The lead has been cut in half. Wow.
It was a big 2-out hit for the Diamondbacks.
Well, don't stop now. Go ahead and get another little rally going.
Get out of play by Goldschmidt. That's now another home run for the Diamondbacks. 14 consecutive games.
It seems like it's always Jason Kubel, doesn't it?
Well, they needed that one right there, and he supplied the power. How about that? 8 career grand slams.
That is a lot of grand slams. He's still a young man. Yeah, Don Baylor wants to come in. That always makes your hitting coach happy when you hit slams.
And base hits by Goldschmidt, his 3rd of the night. All 3 pulled to the left side. And average going to climb again, Gracie.
It's going to continue to climb, yeah. That's just what he was talking about. Hey, did you watch what Goldschmidt did right there? Yeah. 306 now for Paul Goldschmidt. Nick Vincent has come in and thrown some kerosene on this situation here. Now Miguel Montero with an opportunity to get the team even closer. Go ahead and cut the lead in half again here. Cut it in half once. Go ahead and cut it in half again.
Well, the Padres had a 5-run 4th inning. Diamondbacks would like a 5 or a 6-run 5th inning. And a ground ball chipped his bat, fielded by the second baseman, and then released to the first. And that will end the inning. But not before a big 4 went up there on the slam by Kubel. And the Diamondbacks back in it now. They've cut the lead in half. It's 8-4 San Diego.
Diamondbacks Lucha Libre Mask giveaways this Saturday. We're giving them away to the first 15,000 fans here for the Diamondbacks-Dodgers matchup. And that's this Saturday. Be here and get your Lucha Libre mask. Call 602-514-8400 or just log on to dbacks.com/tickets.
Where was your, where were you running there?
Man, my runner is not only slow, but he's a wuss. Ran from a wrestler.
Yeah. Well, Patrick Corbin now on the mound for the Diamondbacks against Will Venable, Alexi Amarista, Chase Headley.
Now all of a sudden Corbin's job just got a lot more important, Greg Schulte. This lead has been cut in half. There's been a vibe added to this ballpark now.
On comes Young, and he'll get there and retire Venable to start the 6th inning. Corbin has given up a run, but it was an unearned run in the 5th. He came on in relief of Bauer and got strikeouts of Quentin and Grandal to win the 4th inning after the Padres put a 5 on the board, knocked Bauer from the ballgame.
He's got a chance to have a nice quick inning here. If he can do that, keep that old momentum right on your side of the field. You have to remember, you're playing a San Diego Padre ball club that's 19 games under 500. So they're well schooled in how to maybe give away a ball game. Boy, what a good pitch there. 0-2.
Padres, all of those games on the road, they've been scoring a ton of runs. Black's probably thinking, where was this offense earlier in the year? We fell so far back.
It again.
Wow, nice job by Corbin. He's got
pitch strikeout.
4 strikeouts since coming on, Grayson.
Big sharp slider. Amarista's been hot, but even he's not able to handle that one. 2 quick outs. Yeah, go ahead and get another quick out here, Patrick Corbin. Get the boys back in the dugout. And let's do this again. Still plenty of ball game left. Oh, he's throwing hard now. Throwing some fastballs right by guys, and his location's real good in this inning.
Chase Headley's got the big blow for the Padres, that 3-run double in that 5-run 4th inning.
Yeah, that was the one that caved it in for Trevor Bauer.
Back out of play in a late swing, so Corbin jumps ahead of him 1-2.
Beat him with another fastball. Love to see if Corbin can ever get a good feel for that slider down and into the right-handers. And he's still a baby. It'll get there someday. But if he can ever get that slider down and in, it's going to be a great weapon. Just missed the inside corner with a fastball. Pretty pitch. I mean, not everybody can throw it like Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, but boy, it'd be a good weapon to have for him.
Off the other end. Remember the slider that Miley had in Texas?
He's turning into a guy that's got a great slider like that. You're right. That was impressive.
Yeah. Well, the crowd's gotten into it now. They've got some runs on the board. As you said, the momentum kind of shifting over, and they're encouraging Corbin. Nice job, young
That's
man.
the one I'm talking about.
Strikeout.
That's the one I'm talking about. Do it, son. Oh, momentum. Headed into the third base dugout thanks to that man, Patrick Corbin. The Diamondbacks are making a little run. Tomorrow, it's a special broadcast of the Padres and Diamondbacks. We're going to pay tribute to the brave men and women in the United States military during our This One's For You telecast. The coverage is going to begin with a 1-hour Diamondback Live, and it all begins tomorrow at 5:35 p.m. only on Fox Sports Arizona. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank all of you men and women for your service. We're going to do it for you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
It's
Independence Day.
It's always one of our favorite and best telecasts. We love doing it. We're thinking about all of you, past and present.
Chris Young leads it off here against Nick Vincent in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he fouls it out of play, and he's in the hole 0-2.
Well, it's time to start piling right back on Nick Vincent.
Vincent came on in relief of Ollendorf with the bases loaded. 1 out in the 5th inning, struck out Upton, but Kubel tagged him for his 8th career grand slam. And Young, a fly ball into left. Here comes Quinton. And kind of ran a circular route, but got there and made the catch 1 out.
Young 0 for 3 tonight as he heads back to the dugout. Jeff Blum, who's had a base hit in 2 tries. He's going to try to get a 6th inning rally started. Corbin in the on-deck circle. Looks like he's going to hit for himself no matter what here, Greg.
Yeah. Well, he started that rally with a walk.
And then he busted it hard to beat out a throw to second base. Ended up being an infield hit for Stephen Drew. Him and Drew ended up scoring on that slam by Jason Kubel.
And that inning doesn't develop if he doesn't beat that throw to second base.
Very true. Little things that won't show up. 2-0.
Is that going to be number? Nope. Going to be caught at the warning track by the right fielder Venable. That's out number 2. So Blum
gave it a ride.
Yeah, he did.
Just missed it.
All right. Our Nissan Text Bowl, where will you watch 4th of July fireworks? 72% say here. I wonder what the other is. You got 1%, 1%. Your backyard?
Yeah, come on over.
Shoot up fireworks tomorrow, Chris?
Yeah, you and Nance can come on over, and we'll shoot a few off in the backyard.
So Corbin bats here with 2 down.
Actually, you know what, Greg? Just Nancy. She's allowed to come over.
All right.
You just head on home.
Thanks. Thanks. We'll have them here for you. We talked about, our Friday night fireworks here are spectacular. You can imagine what they're going to be like on the 4th of July.
They're going to be fun. It's going to be a great day. Especially after a come from behind W on a night like tonight. It's 1-2 now to Patrick Corbin.
And Vincent ready to go again. And we'll miss a little bit outside. How about Corbin getting on again, and maybe Drew hitting his first of the year? Put a little bit more pressure on the Padres.
How about
He's
that?
on again.
How about that? Well, he whacked that like he knew what he was doing. A bullet right at the kneecaps of Nick Vincent.
Daniel Hudson, by the way, who's doing all the gyrations there, is going to undergo Tommy John surgery on Monday in Los Angeles.
Bang! Look out!
Yeah, get out of the way.
Stephen Drew with an opportunity because Patrick Corbin once again keeping an inning alive. He's been on twice. And because of him, Stephen Drew ended up getting an infield base hit his last time up.
And they both scored on the Kubel Grand Slam. Who's the last to hit 2 slams in the game? Was it Fernando Tatis?
He did it the same inning, didn't he?
Yeah, he did it. Same pitcher, Chan Ho.
I'd love to know how a pitcher stayed in that long to give up 8
exactly
in 1 inning. Or to give up 2 slams in 1 inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. You remember a pitcher years ago by the name of Tony Cloninger?
Oh, yeah.
He hit 2 in the game.
Did he really?
He played for the Milwaukee Braves. Drew hits one just foul out of line. We're told that was a old Candlestick Park against the Giants right around this time of the year years and years ago. And what we're alluding to is maybe get a couple more guys on base.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with the bases loaded twice in a game, let alone hit 2 slams. Let's see if Stephen Drew can keep the inning going.
Boy, Corbin was dancing. He wanted to take second there. They're not holding him, and he almost
why not?
went.
Why not? Go ahead and get in scoring position. He's scoring a single, you're a run closer.
Drew strikes out to end the inning. Corbin a hit. Diamondbacks go to the 7th, 8-4. Padres. Padres, they led 8-0, but a Kubel grand slam has brought the Diamondbacks within striking distance here. Our APS Energy All-Star, that man right there, he's had a pretty good night. He's walked, scored, he's singled, and he's pitched pretty well. In fact, his last 3 ball games, he's given the Diamondbacks some very good work in relief.
Yeah, he's had to be a stunt man. Gave up the run in Milwaukee on Sunday that everything went haywire to end the ball game. Scored on a couple of errors by Diamondback defenders, but he's been the stunt man here tonight. He's done a really good job of keeping his team in the ball game. He's going to have to do it here again. He's going to have to go through the heart of the order. 3 big old strong rascals in Quentin, Grandal, and Alonso.
Carlos Quinn tonight is tapped back to the mound, walked, struck out, and the swing and a miss here is strike 1.
Nice changeup to start.
Corbin's been on since the 4th inning, got the final 2 outs, striking out Quentin and Grandal. Gave up an unearned run in the 5th. There's a grounder, high hop, hill throw, got him on a nice play. 1 down. Nice play by Aaron on the ball, hit back up the middle.
Really got a lot on the throw too, with all his momentum going in the opposite direction. He just makes another nice play. We're getting used to this from Aaron Hill.
Yeah, we're getting spoiled, aren't we?
Plenty on the throw to get Quentin by at least a couple of steps. All your momentum going the other way, and just a good strong throw. Corbin very impressive here tonight, Greg.
Yeah. Much like his outing when he followed Bauer last Thursday in Atlanta. He gave the Diamondbacks 3 shutout innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, no walks. He has given up a run tonight, but it was an unearned run.
It was kind of the story, or kind of the theme for when Josh Coleman was struggling early in the year. Wade Miley was the guy that would kind of be down there in the bullpen, just ready to rock and roll. And well, he's found himself on the All-Star team because of that. That's going to the upper deck there, but way foul.
Well, let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Name the 4 players since 1980 to have home runs as each of their first 3 MLB hits. This was one of them.
And then some guy named Keith McDonald.
Yeah. Soriano and Greenwell. I didn't know Greenwell had done it. Obviously didn't know Soriano.
How did you know Keith McDonald did it?
I remember the notes from last night.
Soriano.
Well, they had it in the notes last night. The Padres did.
And Keith, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I just don't remember.
Gracie, how many career home runs did Keith McDonald have? We looked it up.
A total of 3.
Yep.
And he hit them all in quick session. Aaron Hill gets another Padre to ground out. 2 quick outs here for Corbin. Boy, what a job he is doing. This is much needed. He's saving his bullpen. And he's giving his team a chance to steal a ball game here.
Yonder Alonso has seen 3 pitches tonight. He took one.
I told you they were going to throw him something besides a fastball in the middle of the plate.
Hit a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning. Lined to the warning track and left, caught by Kubel, and then doubled last time up. He scored a couple of runs. 2-0 the count. Well, in Seattle tonight, Wei-Yin Chen, the left-handed starter for the Orioles, had a perfect game going into the 7th inning. It looks like Dustin Ackley broke that up with a home run.
A home run. I guess that's how you break up a perfecto and a shutout.
Check that. It was Casper Wells. Casper Wells.
Alonso had the 3-0 green light, and he chopped it foul. We'll do it again here. See if Corbin can get his guys back in the dugout. Nope, he walked.
So Alonso on for the 3rd time. And Cameron Maben now will be the hitter. Not the outing that Trevor Bauer wanted here tonight in his first start at Chase Field. Less than 4 innings.
Boy, he got out of the gate so wonderfully with striking out the first 3 batters he faced of the game. Blew them all away. And unfortunately, Looked like the home run may have gotten to him in the second inning. He just really never recovered. That's all part of the learning curve here at the major league level too, Greg, learning to handle adversity.
You're going to have it. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah. Roger Clemens, Greg Maddux, they all had to go through it. This is trouble.
Look at that play by Corbin. Unbelievable to get the out at second base.
It's one of the best plays I've ever seen.
Wow.
Pitcher make. I think Alonso got caught dogging it. Thank you for dogging it. What a play. I don't care.
Diamondbacks 8-4, and we welcome into the booth Mike Fetters.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Fett?
We need to score some runs. That's what's going on.
Yeah, what did you think of that play by Patrick Corbin there to end that inning?
He's an athlete. It's great wherewithal to know that he can get a guy at second base when he had no chance of getting the guy at first. And like you said, I think the runner on first dogged it down to second base, and Corbin made a good play and got him out.
But you know what? Just to have the presence of mind to even try it is pretty impressive.
Looked like Mike Fetters making that play.
I'm not quite as athletic as that kid.
All right. Time to get a few runs here, Fett. Here's the play again.
He got over there like a cat. It seemed like he knew he was going there the whole time as he picked it up and threw it over because his momentum was taken away from first base. Got to the ball and threw it to second.
Well, for me also, and pardon me for jumping here, but I think that's also a young guy that's only pitched about 5-6 games in the major leagues, knowing who the hitter was, the gazelle that is Cameron Maben, and realizing that he had a slow donkey like Grace on first base, and go ahead and try to make the play over at second.
Absolutely right.
Deep to left, Quentin back, and can't play it. It'll be off the wall, and a double for Aaron Hill, his second into the ball game.
Well, that's going to go as a double, Greg, or you could call it a misplay by Carlos Quentin. This ball had some serious bottom spin. I mean, he gets underneath it, and the ball just starts carrying and carrying. Uh-oh. Now I'm beat on the fly. He was beaten easily by it. So a good start here to the bottom of the seventh inning. Justin Upton, who struck out right in front of a grand slam by Jason Coolbaum. You know Justin would love to get some revenge here. It's been a struggle for him in this game and a half. He gets jammed badly by that one.
We'll go to third, but that's not what Justin wanted in that at bat. He's retired for the first out here.
And he's going to be upset with himself. Not because he made the out, but if you're going to be first pitch swinging, I'm a believer in first pitch swinging, Fred, but you need to get a strike. It needs to be a good pitch to hit. That ball was right in on his belly button, and it jammed him badly.
The only thing you can say positive out of that whole thing is he hit the ball the other way and got the guy to third base, which is a productive out. But
it's a productive out.
When
you're down 4 in the 7th.
You got to get guys on base more than you move runners over at this point.
So Kubel's at the plate. He hit the grand slam. Now they're going to put the shift on.
Should drop a bunt.
Yeah, get a run in.
Drop a bunt down the third base line. You get another base runner and a run in. They're throwing hard.
You got a few guys like that, you know.
These guys got some good pitchers. The San Diego Padres. They win and lose with their pitching staff.
There's no question. I tell you, to start this game, when we were doing the pregame shows, we were talking about the starting pitchers. You know, Bauer against Cashner, and that got those 101 miles an hour. And we kept talking about the Bauer thing, but that other kid on the other side before he got hurt, he was touching 100, 101 in this game as well.
101. So Kubel strikes out in this at bat, and that's the second out of the inning. But up to the plate steps a guy who's surpassed 300 now, well over 300. Paul Goldschmidt at 300 now.
He's swinging the bat really well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been swinging for a while now, and he's getting more and more comfortable, more and more confident. With every little success that he's had, he's getting more confident, and I think he can hit anybody.
We're going to get him out here. Maven in center, so
Pat, we hardly knew you.
After the ball game, buddy.
That's it. All right, guys.
All right, Mike Fetters joining us. 8-4 Padres lead after 7. Take a look at our tools of the trade presented by Ram Trucks. And Patrick Corbin in relief of Trevor Bauer, who lasted 3 1/3 innings. Corbin has pitched well here, and look at this Jim Dandy play made to end the last inning.
It's just an unbelievable play, having the presence of mind. Okay. You were hoping that play might spark the offense, but unfortunately Diamondbacks, after a leadoff double by Aaron Hill, he stayed there and they couldn't plate him. So we'll go to the top of the 8th, and Corbin's still out there doing a heck of a job.
With Cabrera, the first man to bat, fouls one. Pitcher spots due up next. A little bit outside. Cabrera tonight has walked, stolen a base, singled and scored a run and struck out. Switch hitting shortstop. A strike. Well, the Padres started the year with a veteran middle infield of Orlando Hudson and Jason Bartlett. Bartlett's on the DL. Hudson's with the White Sox. So now they've got Amarista at second and Cabrera at short.
They've added some speed,
spark,
and some spark. Cabrera, a guy that can fly, a base stealer, perfect, as you said, Has not been thrown out stealing this year, either in the minor leagues or the major leagues. Just missed.
Ring him up, somebody else. And that's the ball down low. Well, as bad as it's been here with an 8-4 deficit, not nearly as bad as it was in Chicago tonight for the Texas Rangers, who got pummeled by the White Sox 19-2 and got 21 hits.
Yeah, that's getting pummeled.
Swing and a miss.
Patrick Corbin. Well, tomorrow during our 4th of July Diamondbacks broadcast, tweet or post your messages of support to our troops. Do it. Please do it. At Fox Sports AZ or on Facebook.com/Fox Sports Arizona. Your messages will be shown during this One's For You telecast beginning tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Are you a tweeter or a Facebook guy?
No.
Are you planning on being a tweeter or a Facebook guy?
I used to be on Facebook, yeah. A Twitterer.
A Twitterer? I thought if you send out a tweet, you're a tweeter.
How about you?
No. I don't know how to.
I've got 6 strikeouts for Corbin in relief. This is Jesus Guzman, the pinch hitter. Batting for Vincent. Diamondbacks have David Hernandez up. A little bit of a skid here for the D-backs. They had crept a couple of games over 500 heading out on that last road trip. But they came home 500 and now in danger of falling 2 back if they can't rally and win this ballgame. And we talked about the importance of staying close at the break. They won't lose ground tonight if they lose because the Giants lost their ballgame. But you see an opportunity. That game was played on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's motivation to score 5 more and gain a game.
And pull yourself to within 4.5. Guzman hits a foul past third. You were mentioning earlier, Gracie, I think off air, that Roy Oswalt tonight struggled. Gave up 13 hits and 11 runs in that 19-2 game.
That's getting your lunch handed to you.
So
speaking of that, you know, this guy has now hit 2 pinch home runs against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That one there, and he got Wade Miley back in San Diego.
He's only hit 3 all year.
So whenever this guy pinch hits, it's probably time to go to plan B.
Jesus Guzman. That was what we like to call no doubter.
A bomb.
9-4. Even sounded good off the bat. Going into tonight's ball game, the Padres had actually moved a few percentage points ahead of Colorado and out of the basement in the West. They haven't been out of the basement in a while. So
Colorado's got that wacky pitching thing going.
Yeah. Although they did win tonight in St. Louis.
Beat the St. Louis Cardinals. All their pitchers, nobody can throw more than 70 pitches, something like that.
It's going to be a tough play for Hill. Charge flips and got him on a nice play to get the speedy runner. Out number 2. Nice play by Aaron.
He's made a bunch of good plays. Yeah, Padres feasting here tonight in the last 2, and then Houston for a couple. Hitting some long home runs.
5 in 2 games here. 3 last night, 2 tonight. Lonzo hit 1 earlier this evening. Trevor Bauer was the victim of 2 last night in a loss. There's a spinner that just missed inside to Amarista. He was laying back, and that ball almost got the plate.
Patrick Corbin, 64 pitches now. I would imagine this will be the last. We'll see if Corbin, if he can get through this final out. Got a generous outside corner there for strike 1. This guy can hit.
Yeah, this guy's a pretty good little ball player.
Yeah. At least he does here. That's impressive. Lefty on lefty, swat him the other way, and unfortunately, Gibby's got to go get Patrick Corbin. But what yeoman's work young Patrick Corbin did here this evening. Great job. He even walked and got a base hit.
Yeah, scored a
run. So a heck of a job by Patrick Corbin.
So we'll take a break, come back. Murray gets a nice hit, and the fans are appreciating the effort he gave. The Diamondbacks saved the bullpen tonight. Padres lead it. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Jason Kubel. Boom. Grand slam number 8 in his career. And that led a charge under the Diamondbacks at that time, but now it's 9 for San Diego. And David Hernandez's first pitch since coming on is a strike to Chase Headley. Around a little too early on that one. Fouls it 0-2.
David Hernandez really utilized his breaking ball a lot more this year than he did last year. You can see that ERA continuing to plummet as he develops that good breaking ball along with that overpowering fastball.
Recipient of a new 2-year contract not too long ago.
That's right. We haven't been able to congratulate him on the air for being a brand new, much wealthier man.
Yeah. Corbin really gave the Diamondbacks a big lift here tonight with those 4 1/3 innings, striking out 6. He just seems to build on that confidence. He's a different pitcher since coming up this second time.
In a completely different role.
Yeah.
He'll be in the stunt man or the long man. It's not easy work. 4 breaking balls in a row now to Chase Headley.
1-2 count. Well, if you're here tomorrow at the ballpark, get here early. And if you're going to watch the game at home, our pregame show. Ian Kennedy will pitch. Fireworks after the ball game. Sellout crowd on Independence Day. Foul back again. And a salute to our military troops. The Diamondbacks going to open the gates tomorrow 30 minutes earlier than previously advertised due to the 1-hour pregame show by Fox Sports Arizona. And a special ceremony will start at 6:05. 6:05. Crowd tonight, 21,329. Hernandez trying to get this third out. Run into the inning on a pinch hit home run by Guzman. He's running full after getting ahead of him.
He's putting a good at bat on David Hernandez.
Padres starter Andrew Kastner left after 2 innings tonight with a strained right lat. So the Padres have had to put this one together with their bullpen. They've got a very comfortable lead. And a foul by Headley. Just got a piece of it. And the Giants lost. Dodgers are even with the Reds. Bottom of the 7th inning in LA tonight. 1-1. The Diamondbacks started the night 4 behind LA. Dodgers have dropped a game and a half back now.
Yeah, they're just really scuffing to score runs.
They'll be here Thursday night. Headley in the air to center for Chris Young. That's easy. Almost right where he was. A few steps to his right. Has it. Side retired. 1 run of the home run by Guzman. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's now 9-4 Padres.
You can nominate a person or an organization that has inspired you with their acts of selflessness in our community. To submit their name, visit valleychevy.com and facebook.com/valleychevy. Winners will be chosen to appear on the Diamondbacks Live pregame show. It's Everyday Hero presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you bet. You betcha.
Someone that has inspired you, man, go ahead and nominate them. Very cool Valley Chevy dealers, too.
Nice combination. Joe Thatcher on the pitch for the Padres here, and Miguel Montero first to test him in the 8th. Diamondbacks down 5 runs. They've been out hit 10-9. Thatcher came on and finished last night's ball game by striking out Kubel to pick up his first save. How about that? A Padre fan, a Diamondback fan, and still best buds.
And they're still hanging.
Maybe he fouls it back. Seems like the Padres have always got a tough left-hander or two in that bullpen, doesn't it?
It's the way Kevin Towers wanted to do it when he was in San Diego, and it's continued. These guys all got to the big leagues at about the same time. Thatcher's been around a while now. He's just different. That's the best way I can describe him. He's successful, but he's just different. You just don't see a guy release the baseball quite like this.
Lead off walk.
Walking the leadoff man. So Miguel Montero. That's his second walk of the ball game.
35 on the year now for Miggy. That's a good start. That's the way that 4-run 5th inning started. One out walk to the pitcher Bauer.
I say it all the time. That's dangerous because late walks do tend to score.
Thatcher's out of Indiana. Kevin Towers acquired him while he was a GM from Milwaukee in a deal for Scott Linebrink. Young takes a strike. Chris tonight is 0 for 3. Blum is on deck and the pitcher's spot. Another strike and it's 0-2.
It looks like Chris Young's been looking for some breaking balls and he's getting some fastballs. And that's what happens when you're struggling. You find yourself guessing a lot, and when you're hot, you're guessing right, and when you're struggling, you're guessing wrong.
That one will get out of play. As we said earlier, when you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
Yeah.
Ball that hits Young. Wow.
Boy,
Thatcher didn't want that.
You get hit on an 0-2 pitch, you say thank you very much.
Ooh, we got a little something developing here, Gracie. 2 on with nobody out.
I guess so.
And Gifts a walk and a hit batter.
About to say, not one of them was due to a hit by an offensive player. One by getting hit. That one got him right above the shin area. That hurts. Now Jeff Blum turn around from the right side and try to make those gifts from Joe Thatcher turn around and bite him.
Blum outside ball on. Jeff just missed his last time up. Hit the fence warning track and right. There's Ryan Roberts. He's moved out on deck. He'll bat next for Hernandez. Foul back to the screen.
Good rip at that fastball out over.
Blum 1 for 3 today.
Well, the Diamondbacks, because of a couple of gifts here from Joe Thatcher, they're a base hit here and a base hit there, away from making this thing very interesting.
And you're
closing in on
you're
turning the lineup over.
Yeah.
This is the number 8 spot. That ball hammered, but way foul. He's kind of been the foul home run guy from both sides of the plate.
Yeah, he's hit about 4 tonight that have gone foul.
4 bombs, way foul. Trying to find his way on base. You need some more base runners.
Can we talk him into it, Gracie? 1 home run shy of 100.
Yeah, here it is right here, folks.
Checked his swing. No, he did not. He's out. Doesn't argue about it. So Thatcher gets a strikeout of the right-handed batter. And now here is Roberts. For the Padres tonight, it's been Cashner, Ollendorf, Vincent, and Thatcher. He's a happy little guy. Nothing like coming to a ballpark, seeing a youngster with, like, he's got his sign, Tat Man.
He knows who his favorite Diamondback is, the Tat Man.
You see those kids smiling, having a good time, especially when they get a baseball.
Oh, it's just tough to have a bad time at the ballpark, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially
it
Chase
is.
Field. Just tough to have a bad time here.
Here the fans, come on, Tat Man, they're saying. Get up, these fans have stuck around here.
Yeah,
they're with them.
The ones who've stuck around, they're hoping to see a couple more runs get tallied here, at least a couple or three.
They've had those rally hats on for a long time.
They worked the last time, remember?
Yeah.
It was 8-0. They turned it into 8-4. There you go. I like it. Ball 3. Thatcher in grave danger of loading the bases with gifts. With Stephen Drew on deck.
That will not make his manager very happy.
That will get under the skin of one Buddy Black if he indeed does walk Ryan Roberts here.
Deep to center, Maven Banker's got a beat on it. Makes the catch at the warning track. And the runners will return. He gave it a ride, hit it hard, but that's not where you want to hit it here. Unless you can get it up against that wall or up over that yellow line.
I'll tell you a story that I rarely tell, Greg. And my first hitting coach, his name was Joe Altobelli with the Chicago Cubs, and he always told me, one thing you have to do is stay out of the air to center field.
But how did he say it?
Well, stay out of the air to center field. Because it's the deepest part of the ballpark, and the other team's best outfielder plays in that position. So Thatcher ends up retiring Ryan Roberts to get a big second out.
Joe Altobelli.
And then he had those unfiltered cigarettes, and he'd blow the smoke in your face and tell you to stay out of the air to center field. He didn't want to do it again because he didn't want that to happen to you again.
No. Drew into center. That's going to end the center.
Yeah, stay out of the air to center field, folks.
It started well, a walk and a hit batter, but out, ends it in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th. 9-4 San Diego.
Really good. It was good to be back on the mound. It was good to, if you could say, face my own hitters. But, my arm felt great. mechanics were good. Staying behind the ball, and everything was down, so it was very positive.
Well, the news was good today for D-backs left-handed pitcher Joe Saunders, throwing a simulated game here at Chase Field. 51 pitches, and as you could tell by that soundbite right there, he was very pleased with this effort. He says he could be back as early as Friday. The conventional thinking between Kirk Gibson and Kevin Towers is most likely a rehab start and then rejoin this team after the All-Star break. It was interesting. He said one of the keys today was not something he talked about with pitching coach Charles Nagy or what he worked with the training staff, the fact he slept on his right side last night and not his injured left side. So a very simple thing, and Joe Saunders, it'd be nice to have him back in the rotation, guys.
All right, thank you, Brad. Here's Joe. You know, he's chomping at the bit to get out there.
That looked like he was free and easy with it.
Yeah. So are you a right side or a left side, or are you a back sleeper?
I'm all
over the place.
Yeah.
You don't end up at one side of the bed and then end up at the bottom side. Right? Easy fly ball to left for Kubel and out of the run here, Quentin.
I'm sure that's one of the many reasons I'm divorced.
JJ gets now. JJ has not appeared in a game, Gracie, since he saved that game in Atlanta, so he needs some work. He's on in the 9th inning.
One pitch, one out.
Yeah. Yasmani Grandal has a hit tonight and has scored a run.
Oh, this is not really getting any work in. 2 pitches, 2 outs. I guess that's the kind of work you want if you're a reliever. What about you? Are you a left side sleeper, a right side sleeper?
I kind of move around. Yeah.
I think if I'm on my back, I snore. I wake myself up snoring.
I know
if I'm
this.
on my back.
I think a lot of us have learned to get a lot of sleep on airplanes.
Yeah.
Seated.
You guys caught me last time.
Yeah.
Trip back here from. Yeah, there you go.
You're not going to sleep on that. You're going to get him in, right? Aaron Hill.
Whatever side you're right with or sleep on, vote for Aaron Hill.
That's right. Again, 1 p.m. Pacific time, Thursday.
He's got 2 more hits tonight.
Yeah, 18-game hitting streak at home.
And like you call, he's just a dirty uniform. He's a pig pen.
You still do that? Used to do that, didn't you? Have your All-Stars? Didn't you have the your grind them out All-Stars? Didn't you used to do that here? Name your All-Star team at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. Well, he makes the play. When you're an All-Star, you recover.
1, 2, 3, and an easy inning for JJ. Only threw about 4 pitches. Gets 3 outs. Last chance for the D-backs.
Statistically, on the offensive side, I'm not sure there's anybody that's better at the position.
right now, and then you throw in the kind of defense that he plays and how many runs he saved our pitching staff. I mean, I think he's the complete all-star.
Watch JJ talking about his teammate Aaron Hill, and you vote you and Aaron too. And get those two in. Diamondbacks have teamed up with the Texas Rangers. And those Texas Ranger fans that are supporting Yu Darvish, they're asking them to support Aaron Hill. Likewise, Diamondback fans asked to support Yu Darvish on the American League. Texas
I think both
Rangers.
of those guys are deserving.
Yeah. So, again, voting will continue through tomorrow and until 1 p.m. on Thursday, Pacific time.
Nice. Speak of the devil.
MLB.com and DBacks.com, and here is the guy. He got that uniform dirty in the second inning tonight.
He's always
on a dive play, yeah.
Always scrapping, sliding. He has been a great pickup in less than the calendar year he's been here. Luke Gregerson, the human slider machine, going to take over now for the Padres. Well, he's been a good one for quite a few years, hasn't he, Greg?
Has. These Padres, and again, you go back to Kevin Tyra's days with San Diego. He has really built the bullpen. It seems like a guy like Gregerson with Chris Denorpia replacing Carlos Quentin in left field. But they always had a guy in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's like, and when one would go as that ball's ripped foul, a guy would slide up and then they replace him and just kind of keep filling in spots. Nice grab down there.
When you bring your glove to the ballpark, you're going to make a play and get a souvenir. He's wearing his 4th of July colors as well.
He's not giving that ball up either.
So we're going to hold a sign up in front of your face.
And he checked up.
Boy, somehow, some way he checked it up. His entire body went, but the bat stayed back. I'm going to hit it. Oh, my. Okay.
Throw your back out doing that.
And then scolds himself. And we'll do it again.
Got it.
That is a terrific slider that Gregerson throws. Follow Fox Sports Arizona's coverage of the Diamondbacks with MLB.com at Bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit dbacks.com for details. You got that app?
Oh, yeah.
It's a
I
big
use
league
that
app
all the time.
Come on, let's make it happen. That's doing it right there. That's one of the better rally caps you'll see.
I like the young man and his dad who put the rally caps on early, like the 4th inning of this ball game.
And it worked in the.
There they are.
They still got them on.
There they are.
There you go.
They still got them on.
we may have to just call them fans of the game tonight.
Yep.
Those two.
They won it. They had those caps on early. In fact, the little guy got it, and he had to convince Daddy to do it, but he did.
Dad, yeah. Dad's not working enough. Come on.
There's a base hit for Justin to right field. I know Justin's thinking this is at first base. I wish I would have gotten that a little earlier tonight when we had a rally going. But maybe it'll start one here in the 9th inning. Jason Kubel has accounted for all of the Diamondback runs here tonight with one swing of his bat. 13th home run of the season, 8th career grand slam. He's already surpassed last year's home run total in Minnesota, and he's only 3 runs batted in away from what he got last year. He's at 13 home runs, 55 runs batted in.
Change up. So Jason Kubel falls behind 0-2.
Both teams with 10 hits here tonight. Padres with 9 runs to only 4 for the D-backs. There's a Tapper foul play. It's funny how things go sometimes. Diamondbacks went into Petco Park twice already this season and won 4 out of 6. First strike for the Padres here, and they're on the verge of making it 2 straight over Arizona. And the Diamondbacks at 110 of their last 12 here. Last 2 home stands.
They came in and just outplayed the Diamondbacks last night and repeated themselves tonight. Only this guy, one swing of the bat, that's been it.
Pulls out, nice play. Going to be a battle, and one at first base, and a nice play there by Alonso because Gregerson became a spectator.
I think Gregerson expected that to be a double down the line, and that was kind of, as you can see, either thought it was a foul ball, but now it's a now it's a couple of big old bulls trying to get to first base first. Kubel and Alonso. Alonso wins the battle just ahead of Kubel, hustling all the way. But 2 outs, however. Ended up being a nice play by Alonso.
Sure did. Here's Goldschmidt now. It's 3 for 4 tonight. Last chance to keep it going. Upton at second with 2 down. Did he go? Nope. Ball 1. Ian Kennedy will look for win number 7 here tomorrow on Independence Day. Get here early. Fireworks after the ball game. Diamondbacks have to hope they have some of their own during the game. Looks like a lot of kids brought their gloves tonight.
I know. It's good to see.
Swing and a miss.
Look how good that slider is. You're getting some swings. And those, the one to Aaron Hill, that one, those are in the other. Those are in the,
he's got a really
the other
good
batter's
slider.
box. That's how good that slider is. And there's not a player in this game that doesn't know that Luke Gregerson has a good slider. They know it's coming. They're still just so hard to lay off. There's another one. Did he go that time?
His last start against Milwaukee, he got a win. Pitched well. Only 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. So he'll try and even his record and get the Diamondbacks a victory before the Dodgers come in starting Thursday night. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
That's why I call him the human slider machine. Just wind him up and you're going to throw you a slider. And why wouldn't he? He's got a great one.
Pirates 1 pitch away perhaps from winning their 4th consecutive game. Sending the Diamondbacks down to their 3rd consecutive loss. Drifted foul and out of play. Let's make that 4 straight losses.
About to say.
Yeah, they lost the last one
after playing such a great game too in Milwaukee. You stole one in Atlanta on getaway day, and then you play a great game in Milwaukee. You think, man, this might be the start of something really, really fun. And unfortunately, the offense went into the deep freeze.
And the homestand could start with 2 consecutive losses. 2-2 count on Goldschmidt. Here's a base hit, and they'll get a run banded in. Well, cuts the lead to a grand slam territory now as Upton's in to score, and that's a 4-hit game for Goldschmidt. That was a good at bat. I mean, he missed those sliders, and he hung back on that one, and Cabrera tried to get it.
Yeah. Boop. There you go. Yeah, you just have to hope Gregerson hangs the slider, and he does that for Goldschmidt. He hangs it. Goldschmidt breaks his bat. As you see that piece fly, what a great shot that was. He breaks his bat, but it dies a hero. Upton easily scores.
And for the Diamondbacks now, you need 2 more base runners to get that tying run to the plate. Montero first up to try and get on. He's walked twice tonight. Goldschmidt takes off, takes second uncontested. Gold difference call.
I hate that rule too.
Yeah, I do too.
Because if Montero gets a base hit here and Goldschmidt scores, that's an earned run. Ask Gregerson if it's indifferent.
Yeah.
That's an earned run on his ERA. It might be indifferent to some people, but it's not to that pitcher.
0-2 now on Montero. Goldschmidt now, by the way, has had 2 4-hit games over his last 5 games played. He's gotten his average up to 308. Montero just got a piece of it. Looks like Diamondback's going to switch off and bat Parra for Chris Young if they get to that spot next. That's up to Montero. And he's battling a no-2 count here. Run in, 9-5 San Diego. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning. Into the dirt, blocked by Grandal.
It's always a Kodak moment here at Chase Field. Hey, get your hands out of the way. I'm trying to take a picture here.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Fans still,
they're still
cheering Miguel.
Get out of play. Sometimes that 27th out is really tough to get in the game, isn't it?
It really is. And these Diamondbacks, and you love seeing it. You love seeing these guys being tough outs here in the 9th inning. Obviously the odds are stacked against you. That one's had enough. Justin Upton's had enough there. Still fired up, but it's good to see these Diamondbacks being stubborn here.
Gregerson going to take a little walk. Well, a lot of these fans sticking around till the very end. They don't have to get up tomorrow. Holiday. Do some grilling outside, then come to the ballpark and watch the D-backs Padres tomorrow night. This one's over. Padres won it. They made it 2 straight over the D-backs. They win tonight by a score of 9-4. Vincent beats Bauer, and Bauer's home debut. Don't forget Independence Day tomorrow, but we've got more coming up next. As D-backs Live is coming up. From Art Grace, I'm Greg Schulte. Todd and Fetz standing by. Keep it right here. 9-5 San Diego.